Welcome everybody to another BBUO bi-weekly, the number 41st, and we got ourselves a humble bracket from the previous trend, but nevertheless, quality players in attendance, as well as a staggering prize pool to kick things off with. Right, $127 already in the pot, thanks to many generous donations, as well as some clothes already being claimed. Right, we are at 38 remaining, so definitely do not let that train stop. I'm Yurker today, joined by Ray. Ray, how are you doing?
Doing great. Today may have been a long Tuesday, but at the end of the day, we always clock in for a little bit of Blaze Blue action. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
always something to look forward to on every other Tuesday. But yeah, like you mentioned, we got some like decent bracket. Not maybe too many people as maybe we're used to seeing, but at the same time, we do have some people we're not used to seeing. Mostly, most of them think about a villain who I've not seen show up in quite a while. I wonder who he's going to be repping going into this bracket. But we got the usual killers. We got Ignis, Drave, Aino, Dulahan, Void, Hyaxel, Toby, etc. Is there anyone else that really stands up? Sekio? No, Sekio has been going in quite often, but he hasn't been that successful. I wonder if he's going to be able to make it that far, but we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but I feel like Drave has also been on a bit of a pause, at least for Like I know he still plays, but in terms of attendance for biweekly, I want to say that it's been a minute, but
Yeah, it's because mostly it's just very poor timing for him. Like he's literally straight out of work, straight into this.
yeah, that's
He
fair.
used to be able to do it. He actually told me that that's when he plays the best. I don't believe it. But maybe there's something in the Polish water.
There
But
might
yeah,
just be.
he hasn't. I think we haven't seen him perform that well recently. But maybe he'll pick it back up. We'll see. Because
Yeah.
last time he was like, "Yo, I got off work an hour early. I'm so ready," and then he's like, didn't make top eight.
Right. So first up, we got Desilai versus Sigma Nuke here, and I feel like Desilai's also been one of those characters that we haven't seen in a while, right? Starting off pretty, hard on the grind, just working on making everything nine work, and also just being an absolute fiend in the pen, and now just also a terror in the bracket, as we can already see some great momentum to kick things off here against Sigma Nuke, locked into the corner, no seals unlocked, and just running the mix-ups.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sigma spending the burst and then with the hard call out with the jump air throw, gonna start securing himself a little bit of seals and putting Destiny in the corner. Destiny does have that fairy available, so DP is gonna come out.
That was a crazy optimized combo as well, by the way. That 6B to be able to go 6C2 and then the 2A link. Beautiful stuff from the Ground Viper, but yeah, even though you have the DP unlocked, it's still going to be a challenge to get things started. I just feel like Sigma Nuke shouldn't have taken that opportunity earlier to back away at the full screen, considering the life disadvantage, because that's the last thing you want to let 9 have is space.
For sure. Like you can try playing lane because like at the beginning she may have to approach you, but she just has such massive disjointed buttons, and Susan is so big that he has a hard time moving around them.
Yeah, not only that, right? You got that initial acceleration of your dash. Like once you get going, of course, you're going to be a very, very fast character. But before that, it takes a minute. So to be able to challenge 9 at this distance takes quite a bit of a commit where you can accidentally be clipped by some of these normals.
Yeah, for sure. And Desley is now showing quite well how to actually control all this space, making Sigma's life really difficult as he gets
Yeah.
clipped by the meteors.
Still stuck on one seal, and has to end up bursting at the very end. This is sort of the worst case scenario for Suzuno, right? Is getting to be at a very low HP pool, having no seals unlocked, and then ultimately forced in a situation where you have to burst. You want to try and find the moment to actually get that overdrive running so that you might be able to slip through one of these normals, get a punish, and then get some seals unlocked, run that momentum. But if you're just taking it too slow, right, 9 just runs you over.
Yeah, for sure. That is very unfortunate when that happens. Though, the last frame, an instant burst on an overhead does happen to all of us. It will come.
And again, trapped in the corner, good blocks, but still not your turn even after blocking the rock. We're trying to go Rising JA, the best approach to dealing with the 9 teleports as well as her presence in the air. Just trying to stand on the ground looking for the 2C react is very difficult, especially when the rock is on the table.
For sure. And we delay tag that fairy. Oki deny the auto time fuzzies.
Oh, wow.
I don't know which way that hit.
I think that ended up being a situation where Desolai just happened to land on the ground, so you have, the big shiny normal above your head, but it ended up just canceling on the ground and just got caught with the low instead.
Damn.
Oh,
And a
looks
very
like,
painful Bluepie today. Oh, but this is the seal unlock.
yeah, very
Space
painful.
6D. Oh, we block that and we punish. No meter to convert. Or no meter to save yourself, rather.
Sadly, not spaced enough, but whoa, the Hail Mary. Definitely one of those options you could consider. Like, definitely with Susanoo, due to his dash startup, you might want to consider just using the tackle to move quickly. But again, it's all committal, and to a character like Nine who can tag you quite easily and just put you in these blender situations, you definitely want to consider your options very, very carefully.
Yeah, then again, though, like, Nine's movement is also committal. I feel like, if he committed to it, and she happened to be doing, like, a step, I think there's too much recovery for her to reliably tag Grand Viper if it's a far, like, full screen and whatnot.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can afford to take, like, more risks, more gambly approach options, but that's assuming that you commit to something as well. It's both sides, baby.
Oh, and just one last little Navy pressure for the check there. Desley with a very confident 2-0 is going to take it over Sigma Nuke. Just an absolute masterclass there on the 9 performance, right? Keeping Sigma Nuke constantly at bay, and whenever they end up being close to one another, it was Desolé in charge of the pressure game plan there. And yeah, man, with no seals unlocked and some of the slower normals, right? 7 frames being your fastest normal to try and challenge with, you need to have some exceptional defensive skills and recognitions of the situation to be able to find an out through all that.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, if you just try to tough it out, like, if they catch out on that, you suddenly are eating so much fake infinite pressure that it is so rough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sigma Nuke did try some really smart things, like the run jump is the safest way that Susanoo can traverse across the screen. At the same time, you just want to be throwing out that JA just to try and catch them teleporting, because the 9 only teleports twice, and
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
there's about like a 6-frame window where you can get to tag them before they're actionable into their normals, and it's like
Is it like the 6 frame gap in between the both teleports? Because I think the
no,
recovery is like
The
60 frames.
teleports are gapless. It's the
Yeah,
6
yeah.
frames after the teleports, so 1 or 2.
I
There's of
am
course
pretty sure that her second teleport has a billion frames of recovery.
I think I checked it out. It was like 6 frames or something between like the invuln expiring and her still being in the teleport state, or like in the dash state, so to say.
Oh, that's
Um,
what you mean.
yeah, so like it's that 6 frames that you have to tag her, and then she goes into her normal. So there's of course a little bit more leeway between when she's actually active with the hitbox on the screen coming out from a teleport. And then there's of
Oh, I
course
see, I see, I see.
the running the pressure, right, where you need to keep it very tight and compact in that 1 to 4 frame window, because the teleports are frame 1 projectile invuln, just not full invuln. But after that 4th frame, she's gone, right? That's whatever you try to do, it's not gonna work no more.
Yeah, it kind of enforces you to make sure you got your meaties right. It's like there are a couple of characters like that.
I mean,
And
Susanoo's
like,
one of them.
is he? How does he
He's
enforce
the
you
meat.
to meet properly?
How does he meet properly, Susanoo? With
No,
5A?
no. I mean, how does he? I mean, like, defensively, how do you force people to meet you properly? Because that's like, take your frame 3 invul,
Oh, in
not
that
your frame
way.
5 invul, like, my frame 1 foot and frame 5 full, like stuff like that. Was like, technically you can meet because you beat all the wake up buttons, but these, like, not real reversals, but sorta kinda reversals.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
I think in general, it's going to be recognition of situations, right? Like the spacing between you and your opponent, the fact that Susanoo has to sometimes run up after the enders, right? Like JD and such, gives the 9 a window to like slip out. But when he's right in your face, there's very little you should be able to do.
Yeah. The problem is, just like Sigma just never, like, he had that situation once or twice, but like you mentioned, like, he just peeled away. Maybe afraid of like wake up DP and whatnot once the seals were in there. But either way, then we move on to our second match, which is gonna be Joe Quinn, who has been grinding the Tsubaki up against Toby Sin. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, Joe Quinn, like you said, grinding a frequenter of the beginner pen, which I think currently doesn't really have a platinum in the field. So I do wonder what Zhao Qian's experience is into this character, and unfortunately, just jumping back to try and avoid the projectiles is definitely not an answer. As oh,
Can someone
Just
please
Betsy with the
stream?
DP.
I crashed out.
Yeah, it does seem like there seems to be a little bit of issues with the connection. All right, you got this. Nice.
Yep.
You're fast with it.
Oh,
The
well.
connection does not look good.
No, this is a bit brutal. Okay, so that did not look good. I think, are we all even in the room still?
No, we lost
still up.
Jokum. Yeah, the room is still up, but we lost Jokum.
Yeah, I think this is, of course, EU, the diversity of people in attendance for these events, and that can really put a test to the distance that you end up playing at, right? So,
yeah, you'd be surprised. EU encompasses a very large area.
Yeah, and I think
when they decide to do EMEA as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think as well. I don't know where Zhao Qian's exactly from. I know he's from France, right? And then Toby's saying all the way from Russia, if I'm not mistaken. But if you consider, like, if you're playing, imagine like Neek's case, who I used to live, I believe, around the Bordeaux area. Now has moved since then. But like the south of France, all the way to like as far as possible in West Russia, that is a pretty big strain on the connection quality.
Yeah, for sure. Like, what would be even analogous to that? That's about as far as you can stretch it while still staying in EU borders.
I feel like you start getting into the territory of EU versus West Coast.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be that surprised. Like, yeah, you did say, no, East Coast, right? Surely East Coast, because West Coast is almost unplayable, I think.
No, East Coast is perfectly fine. That's like the 100 ms, 150-ish.
Yeah, East Coast, like, you can handle it. Okay. Oh, yeah, fair enough.
No, I'm saying like once you start creeping more West Coast, that's when you start getting like the analogous strain of probably like Portugal, Russia connections.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Well, I mean, we might have to, because there is somebody here who has been popping up in the Zero Fundamentals Discord, starting out playing Central Fiction, who isn't from the Netherlands, as far as I'm aware. They said that they're in one of the Portuguese islands.
Not even Portugal, one of the islands? Damn.
Yeah, and it's 100 ms from the Netherlands, so imagine that connection. That's
Well, let's see if I wonder what happened. Maybe Joe can try restarting their router or something, but let's just pray and, like, cross our fingers that the connection is a little bit better. We got a net play stage. Remember back when we used to do net play stages? Crazy.
That was fire. We should probably still do some net play stages, because some people do be rocking potatoes as their system of choice, and definitely having a lower, let's say, lower threshold server or stage will help with the overall stability of their game on their system. But here we go, round 2. See if the connection has improved at all. And
Joker's wasting no time.
Yeah, definitely understands the assignment that Platinum is one of those characters that you don't want to give any space and, allowance to start rotating those items, because once those items start getting out on the field, the only thing that's holding them back from their true power is the RNG factor behind them, right? Then after that, they just become ridiculous normals.
Yeah. And, like, of course, he wanted to, like, get going immediately as soon as he saw the pan. He did not want to get, like, Toby a chance to start mixing. And that was a really good OD before, but sadly falls prey for the parry. He has a lot of stock, so he's willing to spend it. Instead RCs, all right.
There we go, with the pan available. Instant overheads are coming out, and you can see the damage ramping up. Not going to be the craziest amount, even with the blue beats on there. Good patience there from Zhao Qian. Blocks out the bubble for the time being, but there's the overhead, and at that spacing, right, normally doesn't get it confirmed, but with the bubble out, will get the pickup, as well as some good damage here. Still hanging onto the pan.
Oh, instant RC goes for the mix-up right after. Toby does have the health advantage, but he does get cornered off that burst.
Oh, yeah, Lion Hammer. The neutral line.
No!
Oh, no! See Mommy Car. Dashing a little too deeply here, but he's just playing around the Lion Hammer. Oh, launches it even. Tries to run up forward. No punish! And what a scramble to close it out there. Toby Sin with the first round and able to recover quite a lot of burst gauge there. Just, I think, a second off from just having it turn on.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate for Joken. Like, he's gonna have to go down burst. It's gonna take a while for it to come back. Slovakia does have pretty good OD routes, but I wonder if she needs stocks to start off with or not.
Hmm.
Challenges on the bubble, very nice. Okay,
Ooh,
3C comes out.
we love a good dictator slide in our fighting games. Great amount of damage, gets the roll, no tech, but doesn't quite confirm into a full combo. We do like the stagger pressure, jumps out of the overhead, and now it's Toby Sin's turn. Still has the Doremi boxes available, but opts to go for the Mega Bullets.
Yeah, Mega Missiles, that's just such insane full screen presence.
Yeah, ooh.
Oh, just did not get that dash out of the range for the throw. Finds himself in the corner now.
Ooh, wow, what a snipe.
Pickup! Alright. The dive kick gets clipped by the missile, and Toby ready with a conversion.
We start see the connection chop up a little bit here, just as we're about to get close to the finishing of the first game. But I think Toby Sin should be able to get that confirmed. Yeah, just enough damage, and that will be the first game. Hopefully we make it through the rest of the set, but the choppiness isn't too motivating.
Yeah, but we see what happens first. Does the life bar go down or the connection goes out?
It's a true race in Central Fiction, huh?
Look at time. It's actually look at ping.
Yeah, please do. It's like, why is it spiking? Why is it spiking when I'm comboing? Oh, there we go. Another one.
Doing a
we
connection
lose
check,
Zhao Queen
please. One of you, if you may.
I can do it.
Another interruption. I guess in the meantime, we can kind of talk. I think it's pretty cool to talk Platinum in this case because we don't get to see this character all too often. Where Platinum, in general, it's a very. I mean, it's one of those momentum matchups where it's kind of awkward how things. What do we talk about Plat's insane work? I mean, listen, this character, you just gotta understand what's going on here, which is the fact that she likes to take screen space and just summon out items and then suddenly warp the entire neutral. I think you need to understand that.
Yeah, what do you mean insane work? The game literally tells you what to do.
Yeah.
Looks laggy.
What's
the
it's
connection?
100 ms, but it's not moving.
Yeah, that seems to be normal for the distance.
Okay, no, seems fine.
But yeah, the other thing is, of course, that with Platinum's drive normal / projectiles, is that the thing that holds it back, like I said earlier, is the RNG factors to it. So when you get past that aspect, you get to have some really, really insane tools. And one of them that comes to mind easily is the bullets, and the fact that they're just projectile 2.
Yeah, I think
Right,
all of our projectiles are P2, right?
Yeah, all the projectiles are P2 because RNG XD, and then it's the way she uses them. So they come out fast. She recovers quickly from utilizing them. Gets a pretty simple advance towards you, and she also has like the multi-release, so she staggers out 3 of them in one go. And that one is just completely bonkers for just controlling a lot of screen space. Like especially that last bullet covers a really awkward position where you really have to commit to jumping as high as possible into the screen to be able to just try and avoid it. And even then, that's room for Platinum to just either plant something for when you come on the ground or just to actually chase you down and get you maybe with an air throw if you just happen to not be ready. So I think she's definitely one of those characters you have to experiment very, very carefully with all of her tools to kind of figure out, okay, what does my character have in terms of answers to deal with how she may completely alter the game state.
Yeah, for sure. It's like every time the connection with the Jokum is better. It doesn't move.
Both connections fine then.
Yeah. And obviously he's just closer to me, so yeah.
All right.
It might be a CF thing where just like it happens to be
ISP.
these 2 players are just rough and it happens.
All right then.
Check
It's
for
either
jitter
a
in
coin
it.
flip
Yeah.
or they play.
Yeah.
Nothing else we can do. What? Where's the boot option? I don't have the boot option anymore.
What?
Display. Adjust.
Okay.
View player invite close. I can't boot from room.
Can't you? Well, you have to boot them from the player menu, don't you?
Really?
Was it view player?
I mean, I booted Toby So,
You Bbeuobi Jalquin then.
yeah. Okay.
There you go. You
What
found
a
it.
day.
Yeah. No, I agree, Vivi, for the jitter test, but we're a humble bracket. We don't have active people to test these things, so we do it with the ghetto, how the radian scale.
We do it with the vibes, yeah.
Yeah, with
Just like-
vibes-based network testing. Yeah. To round off the discussion of Platinum Drive, one thing that everybody should do is check their character's lowest, like, normal that hits along the ground and how much damage it does, because you need to pass, I think it is 700 damage for the regular Doremi boxes and 1k damage for the super.
Oh, it's 1k. I thought it was like 2k for some reason.
No, it's 1k. It's 1k. Like, uniquely, Bang is pretty well suited into EX Doremi boxes because he just 3C slides through all of it.
Yeah, but he gets no cancel options out of it though, right?
It technically has hit, so he can RC if he wants to. And
Yeah, but it's RC, bro.
it's fine, man. Like, compared to other characters, they don't really do a whole lot into it. So Platinum is just very used to just sitting there and controlling the space and being like, okay, well, I see an opponent trying to challenge me, so I'm now going to make use of this situation to advance, press something, and it may be in that situation that you accidentally get clipped out by 3C.
Oh, I think we have lost.
Or was it Joaquin again?
Yeah, we have lost
again. I think it's
then Joaquin is out. It's the third time.
That sucks.
Not to call a spade, but
you hate to see it though. It doesn't matter to whom it happens. That shit sucks.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, what can you do?
We were about to get Noel too. This is going to be interesting. A lot of people very inspired by the recent TNS top 8er.
It's about Seb. I have not been paying too much attention to TNS, but I know Seb in the NNA has been cooking hard recently.
Yeah, it was funny because one of the other Noel player on the on the top 8er is very mad because he mostly played Mu through the tournament. And I think it's like the one time he appeared on stream it was Noel, so it was like, yeah, that's a Noel player.
That shit happens, bro. I'm trying to remember. Something similar happened as well, where somebody played like one character like 8% of the way, and at the very, I think it was in Street Fighter, like was it like Lashar or something? He played Terry all the way, and then at the very end, it's like put that in there.
Yeah, we need to start agenda posting about this. I was saying how some people move is like we need to agenda post and make it seem there isn't a stale meta in this game or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
well, it is an unfortunate end to our round 1 games, but we're going to be moving on next to have Villain up against Revelin. And Villain repping the Lambda. Let's go. Okay. Not a person you see that often play. They recently came back from, I don't know what type of hiatus, but they are back. And yeah, they were quite a premium Lambda with a little bit of Susan on the side, which is what I was wondering what type of character they would be repping. But
I don't know why I didn't clock that Vivi is Brazilian with villain _BR in there, but this one's got a bit of a biased matchup, unfortunately.
Look, man, he's up against the 6B merchant.
Yeah, it's the Brazil versus Portugal matchup. This one is there's a lot at stake here. You don't understand. I can't have a villain lose this one, sadly. So,
bro, does the lore run deep?
Portugal colonized Brazil. That's the lore.
This needs to be kind of ass, all right. I do know they speak Portuguese in there, so it's like I figured.
They do. We perfected the language for them. You're welcome.
Damn, nice. Well, that's gonna be a very dominant first round for Brazil. It's no longer Villain Revelin. It's Brazil Portugal now.
Portugal. The BlazBlue World Cup all the way out here in Europe. We love to see it. We need this. Yes, what? That's it right there. What the hell is that? Who does act parse and throw?
Either way, that drop is gonna cost him dearly as Portugal gets him cornered. Ooh, what a challenge. Good idea there.
Ooh. That's an unfortunate Gauntlet Hades. I mean, Gauntlet Hades is definitely one of those interesting specials that Ragnar has to just throw out in neutral sometimes, because it covers a surprising amount of space with a hitbox. But you know, of course, if that whiffs or is blocked on the first hit with no meter to RC, it's kind of painful.
Yeah, it also retains the dash momentum, so sometimes you do see the Ragnar Airlines employed. Okay!
Oh, trying to get that 5A anti-air, ends up running straight into the 5B, and Revlin here with the optimal conversions. Is it going to be enough to kill the OD pop? Wants to make absolutely certain that there is no room for doubt that this is a dead Vivi.
Alright, Revlin tying up the round count. Decides to cash in the OD, and I do respect it. You don't want to leave a Lambda accidentally with some on a pixel, especially if they manage to run away.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's an unfortunate backdash getting caught out by the sickle there. Gonna let the DP rock. Always good to represent that, right? Even if somebody is constantly trying to like do some meaties and maybe some frame kills and whatnot, just you know throw out the DP once in a while because
definitely
only a handful of characters are truly safe against it.
Also, another thing to show is when you don't have 50, to show that you actually are willing to bet it.
Just not able to roll out from the Legacy Edge in time, but look at that, the jump away, barely avoiding the Exeganail there, and gonna be getting a very, very juicy confirm here with this OD combo into the OD Devoured by Darkness.
Yeah, good amount of damage, good amount of healing, everything you could ever want, and that's a confirm on the 6B. Not actually. Oh!
We don't claim him.
Yeah, that was not gonna be enough to kill, I'm pretty sure, and Revlin recognized it, decides to take the bet on that purple, and yeah, Portugal ends up taking the lead.
We will see if we will get our push-ups from Vivi if we ever find them at an offline, but he's a Nami swap, so very different from the Susan that you alluded to, which is
yeah, I was not expecting that one.
I mean, definitely Izanami is I think is a pretty solid character to have it in the back pocket. I mean, needless to say, her strength is very easily understood, but in general, right, some mid-screen buttons, she does have effectively her own Jesus kick, and then there's 2B, and man, look at that already.
That 2B is a massive pain point, mostly because like that 5B gets low profile by it is really annoying. When you have one of your main tools shut down just like that, you have to like reevaluate how you approach.
Yeah, doesn't quite get the confirm or like the extension there, but nevertheless, having the drill bits going means that Revlin still has to respect the whole situation in spite of the drop. And now we're gonna go into the optimal end of the level 2 fireball. There it is, the fidget spinner. Trying to go for the overhead, but yeah, that's the best answer you could have had there.
Oh, and he gets the JD with jump. Gotta cash in all of this. Oh, tries to go for a mix-up, but delay tech from Villain ends up saving him. The Ragnar Airlines are operational. That's a Godly Hades. Good recognition.
Yeah, very smart there, especially because you know wow, that just straight up killed.
Active flow, baby. Active flow. You're not safe.
Yeah, I completely missed that the active flow was running because it was like it wasn't on the health bar by the time I was trying to check like okay, how much damage would this do?
Yeah, like with his Anami, it's actually a bit easy because like when she like the screen goes white, basically the pile of skulls has a bunch of stakes in it. That's why you notice the OD version.
I see. Yeah, because it's very. I think it's one of those that doesn't actually extend the duration of the animation.
Nope, it's the exact same. You're right. Oh,
yeah, the 6B merchant, like you said, the 6B merchant.
It's on sale.
The 6B merchant.
Revlin on set point.
I hate to say it, but that was gap. Also in the literal sense, the spacing to narrowly avoid the frame zero or like post super flash command grab there.
Now he's trying to anti with 6D. Calm down, bro. Finish your plate.
Finish your food now. This is still Izanami, right? This is a character that you don't want to be caught sleeping against because before you know it, you're slammed into the corner where she's already throwing you the fidget spinner with the ribcage active. And what I do like seeing from Vivi here is utilizing the droplets to cover the Thunderbolt Lance, right? Thunderbolt Lance, not pretty hard to punish in general, not for Ragnar's 5B, but just the bits there to cover for the recovery frames. And my god, just 2B anti-airs.
Yeah, you could basically see like the very basis of an Izanami game plan forming, like, you know, just stall for bits, get bits, slide bits, like slide into the release, and then like run it. So
yeah, which is not enough to kill off the OD, but look at this situation, right? There's so much life on Vivi's side. Plenty of room to make some mistakes. Interesting to see the back off, but just like that, force Revelin to the ground with the anti-air drill and run up, get that overhead going. So Vivi now taking the game, tying up the score.
Yeah, well, let's see if Revelin's going to make some adjustments. He did go quite crazy on it, but he did manage to let it slip away. Now the question is, like, you know, I don't think he's going to change, honestly. I think he's just going to go faster.
As you say, we see the net play round start into the 5v, punishing the Bits activation into a crazy confirm here. Look at that, 4K to start things off with. Does block the overhead and gets the punish, but unfortunately the spacing not allowing for the 6A conversion. Definitely wanted a little bit more, especially with Izanami. Depending on the distance, she can corner carry you quite significantly.
Yeah, you can definitely tell is the unfamiliarity with the character rearing its head. Oh, what? And a pickup from the Bits? Okay.
Oh,
Hard bait, but yeah, he recognized the situation, pops the RC. Active flow very soon for Revelin.
wow, the 6D just in time. Yeah, contrary to how the animation might suggest, the Thunderbolt Lances do not have any invuln to them, right? She does disappear off the screen, but you could imagine it's more like Slayer Dash and Exard, where he is throwable throughout it all.
I did just realize the vision. He is definitely doing the 6Ds as a raw call out for slide and random points. Because sliding into that is not fun.
No, I think it's also his best way to low crush, and especially if he's in a space where Vivi's trying to rocket from the sky, which is a pretty go-to standard option for Izanami players, right? They're just like floating right above you and then just going into the slide. It catches it falling down, but man, Revelin taking absolutely no prisoners, already to a fantastic momentum, trying to go from 1-6B Merchant, but immediately we see the OD pop. Does Vivi have the means to run this all the way to the end? We do see a really nice usage of the overdrive there to have both the Bits technically active while being able to block.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does mess up the setup, and now he's out of ripcage.
Oh!
Revelin gets the YOLO side. It works out. And he's going to be taking it over Villain, which means he's going to be moving on winner's side to face off against Ignis after. Damn.
Brazilian century of humiliation.
Do you still claim him?
We gotta. We don't betray our own, that's at the very least.
You know what? Honorable. Honorable. Yeah, that's crazy. The Izanami pick almost worked out. That's like, that was only like, what, 400 games? Like, you know, get a couple hundred in there, get that familiarity up, don't mess up your spacings, and, you know, you're cooking.
Exactly. I mean, like, we're already starting to see some really good usages of droplets as opposed to what we typically like to come to expect from Izanami. Like, something that I see from our local Izanami player, it's very frustrating, and I keep yelling at her about it, is she does the zap and then the thunderbolt. I'm like, dude, use the droplets to cover for safety so you can extend it into pressure, please.
No. I want to make sure you're standing there on the ground. I need to make sure the slide connects.
Yeah, exactly. That's her thought process. I did like from Revelin, though, that he wasn't letting Vivi just get away with float pressure for free, where after every float cancel, he was willing to DP. Now, at that height, it's very easy for Izanami to actually bait it out. But, you know, if they're not ready for it, or if they're not willing to just block for a bit, they just completely hand over all their pressure to the DP, and it's like back to neutraling out.
Yeah, and to be fair, if you're gonna win against Izanami, it is probably gonna be in the neutral. That's like that's when your chances to win are the best. Oh, that's an unfortunate anti-air attempt, a little bit slow. The falling JB, was it? Will do the job.
Yeah, look at this pressure. We're trying to go fuzzies. Wow. And Shake's ready with the block as well, which is, I don't know how often Shakes gets to play against this, against Don Pitote, but that's a very deliberate choice because, you know, Naruto does have that 2A. He can strike with that low immediately when he lands on the ground.
Nice check on the JD landing. Oh, using the body animal to check any approach option. Very nicely done by Cheat. I said Shiki. It's Chais, goddammit.
Like Shiki, I don't know why he does it, like running 2 games.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I do the same thing. I sign up as Radiant, but like, I'm Ray.
This guy.
I am indeed a guy. Bananas out. Push the mix up. What? It whiffed!
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, that certain characters have a smaller use smaller hitbox when they're crouch blocking than when they're crouching.
That's nasty. That is something like obviously you don't expect it to happen when it does catch you. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's usually like their head hurt. Like there's a hurt box specifically for their head that just disappears and it becomes like a smaller cube.
That means they can use barriers selectively to like lower their hurt box even lower.
Yeah, but what insane person kind of looks at a person in the air and decides I will continue crouch blocking?
Axel low players.
Ooh, nice. The optimals. Trying to go for a little funny reset, but yeah, Jake's aware of all the bags of tricks that the Naruto players have at the disposal and just rocketing on through. Does not care for the funny DP into RC turnstile.
Yeah, what was that spacing actually setting up the projectile to hit? They auto-correct on the whiff cancel. You gotta be ready.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, the vertical range.
Uh-oh, what do we do? I think, yeah, Naruto DP just goes through.
Oh my god, EDB in. Yeah, the meter. Oh, the whiff cancel.
Oh, what a call out there.
Chance? Oh, there's gotta be enough there for sure.
More than a chance. Unfortunately, the Naruto brain just completely took over there, which is like, I need this one touch to finish things off with. I have so much meter to my side. Surely nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, the thing is though, I think he did mess up. As like usually you can make NDP RC into like JB. You can make that gapless, can you not? And then you can like go from there. But maybe he just had too much dash momentum. He flew a little bit too far.
I mean,
And yeah, that gave
in terms of how far it goes. So it's a matter of like at which hit are you RCing.
Oh, is that what it is? I see.
Yeah, like you have 5 hits on enhancer DP, so RCing hit 1 puts you on the ground. 2, you're already like very slightly into the air, so it's around that range. But when you start getting like 3 and 4, you fly right over their heads.
I see. That's good to know. And that 5A, keeping checking. Cross up getting hit, gonna hit. That's corner. Nope, we're going for mix-ups instead.
There's a really good recognition from Don Pitote, because at times using the enhancer CDP can hit the opponent a little too low to the ground where you can't even get the 5A pickup, right? So you just have to take the Oki, you get off of it.
Well, that's experience, Oh, he actually low profiles the 5B with the 2D, but he was not ready to convert. And now finds himself cornered.
I don't ever believe in Naoto's just using 5D or 2D intentionally. That for sure was a DP attempt.
For sure.
Nobody looks at his drives and thinks like, this will surely allow me to play the mid-range.
Okay, what are you cooking? That's out.
Yeah,
Air block it to defuse the mix. Yeah, just defuse the mix. See, keep the pressure going. Finds the low. But now, Chax is completely out of meter. He does have 3 stocks to his name, so DP could be a bet.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh my god, barely just falling into the projectile there. I don't know if I can agree with Don Pitote's hero burst there. I think he just let that one slide and go into the next round, especially, you do have the meter, but just the stocks on Chax's end, especially with the body invuln dash punch at his disposal. It's, I'd be rather apprehensive.
Yeah, it is a difficult comeback to make, or maybe like, that type of hit to get. Tries to YOLO with a 6D, but he's just taking these risks and they're not working out. Meanwhile, Chax just builds up a stock and just does the sword.
Yeah. And like the only answer that Naruto has is what? Sway, which very easy to call out, but of course, if you're able to guess right, it does lead to a pretty sizable punish for Naruto. Oh, able to catch with a 2B there, but sadly no conversion. However, 6B counter hit does work out quite nicely here. But we're going into the resets and does catch Chax this time, but not with the conversion, unfortunately.
Yeah, messes up the 5D. CA buys some time, but the NDPs are coming out. Burst to keep him cornered.
Oh my god.
I'm surprised he didn't RC that immediately for the unseeable overhead, but like maybe he just recognized the situation that it was going to hit.
I think Don Pitote was just like, let me throw this out. If it hits, I win. If it doesn't, like we'll just RC it later and then do what we need to do after.
Tries to go for the pickup, but a little bit slow perhaps, or maybe too high.
I think it was just a really tricky one. He tried to delay to confirm what side Chax would be on, which cost him actually the frames to get the sway to work. But keeping the combo rather simple, trying to go for a setup there to get that air dash overhead, but Chax has had enough. Immediately just DPs now, trying to play out that mid-range a little bit, but has to
He just believes in it so hard, he just sends it full screen almost. Wake up, Sway! Call out for the sword meaty. Okay.
Like, Naruto players are their own worst enemies. You can look at the matchup spread, and it's like, sure, we can understand the Arukune matchup can be rather tough. Maybe the Naruto mirror is also pretty painful for P2's side, but genuinely, it's like, you need to consider the very own player as its matchup where they just do these things, and it's entire games lost over it.
Look, man. All you had to do was keep calm, CJ. Trying to make it happen. Dive kick, and he bets it with the DP right after. He did have the meter for insurance, but it doesn't end up needing it. Don Pitote tried to challenge, and that was a wrong call as Chikes takes it 2-0 over Don Pitote. Not gonna be the end of it though. Don Pitote does still have a chance in the loser's side, but he's gonna be facing off against Noruv to start his loser's run. We'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one, but as we're gonna go heading into Drave versus Inoue, friendly reminder to everyone in chat, right? We do have 32 codes left to be claimed, so definitely hop in there, right? The Matrino guy is not asleep this time, so make sure to get it while they're still hot and support these players coming in here every other week to keep the BlazBlue action going in Europe, right? Make sure that the prize pool is well filled up to support them. Exclamation mark Match Reno, get that link, head on over, hit the claim code button, sign up if you haven't done so already, and you'll contribute.
It takes 5 seconds, bro. Just do it.
It's so quick. If you are chatting in Twitch chat, you have an account to sign up. It takes literally anything. You can even sign up with your Clash of Clans account, right? Supercell.
Wait, no way.
Yes, you can sign up with your Supercell account.
Jesus Christ. There's so many people in that market, crazy. Oh, and the early start for Draven, of course, representing one of the main tools that Makoto has in her arsenal is that upward hitting JB. Privilege in any matchup, honestly. I'm pretty sure everyone wants at least one button that hits upwards.
I think most of them do find that in a way, but like, I think Makoto is unique in the sense that like hers, I think it's like only hers and Lychee that really hit up like that to force a bit of respect. Like, you're not just gonna get away for nothing. But yeah, this is a pretty rough matchup for Makoto, which at the same time, what isn't? But listen, Drave, very experienced, immediately busting out the bag of tricks there with that reset. Unfortunately, doesn't quite finish his food, but with the health total that's Inoue is at, right, you could see these really fast high lows coming out just to chip away at that last, bit of life.
Mm-hmm. And you also see, like, Ino was actually using a little bit of that barrier, trying to make some space, and Dre was just not letting him get away. Like, even if he did manage to get out, it's like, what are you going to do without any barrier? Mm-hmm. Your Ribs mix is, like, limited to one mix-up at most.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those things to consider as Izanami that's very unique to her own kit, whereas other characters kind of go like, okay, well, I can't push block for a little bit. She is actively locked out of one of her strongest resources.
Mm-hmm. And Ray recognizes that, tries to go for a charged Crush Trigger setup with that Fireball, but Ino pop into Overdrive, and that's active low as well, gonna catch a little bit of damage. Oh my god!
I don't know why they would ever stay there.
The idea is you're aiming to clash against the move, and then you clash cancel into a throw, right? That's the strat. The thing is, Ino did 5D. Which doesn't have a hitbox, so there was nothing to clash.
No, I see. That's definitely one of those high-level technologies that somebody like Drave has to completely rely on with, the character that he has to give her any semblance of strength in the plethora of matchups that are.
It is almost a universal option. It obviously depends on what type of CA you have, how well that works. You can't also just do CA RC throw. Like, can't just spend 100 meter to maybe play the game.
Maybe. Still, I mean, you're just hoping for the throw counter that she does something. The patience does find an air to wear and just tries to keep pushing Ino to the corner, but there's the 2B, the ultimate low profile into fantastic starter for combos as well. And also just punishing the shooting star there, not able to utilize that body invuln.
Yeah, that's like one of the strengths of Makoto. She may not have the best reversals, but she does have an abundance of them. So like, you know, being able to cover a lot of them is difficult, but Izanami is definitely one of the characters that can do it.
Yeah, you can just look at absolute a nightmare this I know is making this for Drave. Just trying to chase down with what little ribcage time is available, but now in danger state. Could have been a chance there for Drave to do some significant damage, but the life total he is at makes it that he has to take incredible risks to get anything started here.
A little bit of plus frames, a little bit of basic pressure. And buys the time to set up ribs. DP does not... He committed to the 5C2 early, whiffed entirely. That gave Drave the chance that he needs. And now he's going to be able to cash in this damage. As Aino finds himself no barrier, no nothing. Bets it on the super and it works. And Drave finds himself cornered now.
Yeah, realizing there was a bit of a scramble after that wall bounce from the overdrive version of the special. And now Aino giving absolutely no opportunities to get any DPs going. The ribcage is on the table. Does end up going for the crush trigger, hoping to just dispel the ribcage a little later. And that is going to be a clean win there for Aino. I think that's a 2-0 even.
Wait, was that 2?
Oh no, it's 1 apiece. Why did I forget that Drave won?
Don't scare me like that. I was like, what do you mean? I'm already going, like, spacing out so much that I'm missing entire rounds.
We're King Crimsoning away rounds from your mind.
Oh god. You're so right. I should just have the stream open on the side to have the confirmation on it.
The thing was, I mixed myself up with the stream information. Oh, I have been... Okay, it seems to be a universal problem.
Yeah. They're both in the lobby. We're all here. So we're just jumping straight back into it.
It happens sometimes. It's I feel like it just depends. I don't know what it is. Like, for me, I rarely have these kind of connection issues where rooms like disconnect and break and whatnot. And then it may just be a thing of like your internet infrastructure, your system. And if those two things aren't absolutely geeked, then you're rolling the dice on your, the game stability.
Oh, it's looking rough. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that did not last. They're both still here, though. I think they're gonna try another shot at it. Like, the first game went just fine. I wonder what's happening now.
I think either way, we might have to pull Bbeuobi from CD Projekt Red and work on another rollback patch, please. And while they're at it, right, just get the IM fellas under contract and make that, like, all the things they're working on native to the training mode.
Wait, he's in CDPR now? That's crazy.
I don't know if it's CDPR, but he did work on the Switch port of the CD of Cyberpunk. Yeah, and it's the best port you can play it, funnily enough. Like, they super optimized it somehow. Like,
I feel like Cyberpunk should not be on the Switch. How the hell is that working?
It does very well. Thanks to Kobe.
Anyway, we finally got ourselves back into the game. Drave, well-timed burst sends Aino into the corner.
Ooh.
But he buys himself the space. No ribs yet, doesn't need it. That was actually pretty cool, like almost immediate bid setup. But this is this round's looking all Aino, honestly. This is looking pretty rough, even with that drop. CA, get off of me. Good call out on the backdash, slight delay on that 5B.
Absolutely, it needs to make the situation count, and despite the blue beat, right, cashing out nearly 4K in damage, very critical. The fast overhead coming out as well with the RC to just push the damage even further. Trying to go for, ooh, was that a misinput on the reset or just trying to same-sided? Nevertheless, Drave makes that comeback happen and is now on set point. Both players with equal burst gauges available. Can he close it out?
Let's see. You definitely don't want, like, you want to get the train going before Aino gets the burst back, but the burst will happen this round, that is for sure.
Ooh, that was really clutch there by Drave, just to get 2 quick hits in and immediately jump cancel away, as Aino was preparing for him to land and just get the punish off of that situation. And now in the danger state, you can see taking quite a bit of damage. Hasn't been able to find a conversion just yet, but here we are, a brief combo before. Oh, hold on, this is great for the momentum.
Yeah, for sure. Good call out on the burst. Sometimes the burst thirst pays off, you know? Massive advantage for Drake, but he cannot close it out just yet. And with the throw,
Nicely
he's not
done there.
he's not gonna let Idol get anything started, just as you should. Drave is gonna be the one moving on winner's side. He's
Yeah,
gonna be
that
facing
was
off with him. Yeah, go
that
ahead.
was crazy work there by Ino as well to block the reset, because it's one of those things that I feel like once you play enough against higher level Makotos, you will definitely have it happen to you if you play against Drave, right? Where he does the parry and then the follow up. You only tell like there's a brief animation that happens. Oh, I got booted from the room.
Well,
Hold on.
thankfully, thankfully they're not here yet, so you got some time.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, the main recognizer for that sequence is going to be the unique sound effects it makes. I think it makes that counter assault sound.
Yeah, it does.
And if you can recognize that, then yeah, you can adjust your block in time to not get hit by the follow-up hit. That if you do, right, and Drave then combines it with that overhead, so then I think it's also bonus proration on that, deal 1 billion damage for fun. So I know
the
blocks
thing
that
is,
first
though,
one, but not the autopilot overhead.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. Blocking the hit itself is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure even cross of protection might even have your back. It's just the fact that, like, oh, okay, he's on the other side. I'm gonna switch blocks, and then there's the added bonus of overhead is coming. It's like that extra layer of stuff you need to recognize. Thing is, though, like 90% of the time, it's gonna be down to overhead. So you just like you should just stand up, but the risk, the threat of the 2C is there.
Right.
Or 2B,
Here we
rather,
go.
sorry.
Dolan versus High Axel. It's this one's a very unique matchup. I mean, generally, I don't think we get to see either of these characters all too frequently. Although Bang has been appearing in greater numbers, which is one more than Hakumen, 2.
No, we did have
no-
a couple of times where like we had like 3 or something Hawkmans in the bracket.
Yeah,
But I
actually,
do think
we do have Seigi, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Seigi, Dulahan, Cloud shows up once in a blue moon, Dylan. Oh, the reset into the reset, and like, yeah, this is definitely a style of bang you can definitely play. One with focusing on multiple very short mix-ups, but the explosion gets cut, and I don't think Hyaxel was ready for that.
I don't know how he caught that. Did he end up just going for 3C? Because I imagine that's the fastest grounded normal he has access to that could cut projectiles.
I don't know if it was a reaction or it was just like the actives of the button that were doing it.
It's good question. I'm gonna chalk it up to a reaction because there's still like a brief pause before the explosion activates that
Yeah.
I think allows for room to get that going. But there it is. The approach, able to cut through the nail attempts to just keep Dulahan at a distance, but does find that one poison nail as Dulahan has a little bit of fun with it, looking for the purple throws.
Right. Decides to bet it with the Ashura, saw that there was a barrier flash, knew that he was going to be punished, so quick mix-up like that. That's pretty much the name of the game when it comes to Hyaxel, by the looks of it. It's just like constant assault of small mix-ups, like, very quick, like 2A, 5C, reset into parachute and stuff like that, It's on Dulahan in order to keep him contained. And, like, being able to cut nails is definitely a big part of that. What a confirm, actually, of the 2A.
Yeah, absolutely. And just look at this momentum that he's running right now. Tries to go for the throw on Wake Up, but immediately Hyaxel with the JD also going for a little purple throw action, but got to be careful with these stagger pressures, right? You may be +1 off that 6A, but that does leave room for Hawkman to use one of those frame 1 parry to his disposal. I'm going to go for the OD here, but you teleport nowhere, Agito.
Yeah, like that's the issue. I don't know which seal represents what, but he probably did not have the seal that gives him invul on teleports. Because it is one of the things you need to like actually unlock for your overdrive. Oh, counter hit Enma. This is gonna be decent amount of damage. Most importantly, you're gonna be able to be neutral on the star spend.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, Hawkman with one of the longer air dashes, so he can link a few of these normals into one another. So, and especially at a later point to allow for just a frame trap. And we really are purple throwing all over the place.
Trying to make this shit work, bro.
Yeah,
Both sides.
I mean, I know Hyaxel is intending to attend more offline, so definitely if he does not tech one of these, I will be claiming those push-ups.
Good Good block on the overhead, but you're still in a mix-up as you're blocking OD Bang. Have fun.
Blocking. we just TK Hotaru. We're good.
Hey man, what? You're gonna go for command grab? I'm gonna just be in the air. Good tag. Was ready for it. Shippugeki, and honestly, I think Dullahan may have still be able to try and backdash it, but yeah, Hakumen with Armagino just jump it honestly.
Yeah.
Unless he was in recovery of something.
There comes a point where it is. I don't think you can get any answer into it, right? Like, it's very tight at the very least, and especially if you're like in between actions, just landing on the ground and whatnot. There is, that aspect in Central Fiction where you can't immediately jump right after, so definitely a good time to throw out things like.
This is why this is when you post super flash, you dash jump to eliminate the landing recovery.
Yeah, dash jump on Hakumen, that should work surely.
Fair play.
Well, he's technically airborne when he's dashing, so maybe.
Yeah, hop dash. The world is not ready for the technology yet.
Truly, he's saving it for nationals whenever he makes it out.
I mean, at this point, the output is basically nationals.
That's true. Man, having to wait a whole nother year before outplay, this is bleak, but...
Ooh,
very
what
nice
an
Enma there.
Enma gets the side switch as well. Doesn't jump forward for the TK Hotaru.
Ooh! JD working out quite nicely, yeah, especially blocking an Agito is a very scary situation where the Hakumen is very much in control, but getting that JD and explosion to steal the turn, look for that 2D, and the
Can we
burst
stop with the
from,
purples? Can we stop with the purples? He had such an advantageous situation and he threw it away.
They have it out for one another. Surely this is like this has to be like grudge type decision making that they're doing.
This does seem like a beef set, doesn't it?
I know that High Axel has in the past complained about connection issues with Dullahan, so he might be trying to utilize some delay shenanigans or like network shenanigans to let the purple throw go through without a tech opportunity.
Yeah, this is not BlazBlue anymore. Let's kill each other instead.
Truly.
Alright, let's give us a nice little bit of damage. Save jump. Good delay tag, but I don't think Hyaxel is gonna. Oh wait, one more chance. He does not have the Magatama yet.
Oh.
He does not burst in time.
It's okay. We save it for the next game.
I mean, he does gonna get another chance as Dullahan ties this one up, but yeah, maybe just like a little bit giving up a little bit too early there.
Probably. I feel like at the same time as well, the burst coming out from a Bang player, like these are the two quintessential characters you least expect to burst simply because of how strong Overdrive is for them. And for IXO to, at the previous round, burst quite early as well is a sign of some kind of frustration that is at play here. But now we see the OD, we see the power at his disposal, constantly throwing out mix-ups, trying to look for these resets, but a lot of solid blocking coming out from Dullahan. Absolute wall, making sure to survive through all of that pressure and to get his own punch. Look for a little reset there, but the Enma, right, that body invul, making it very difficult for High Axel to challenge.
Yeah, I don't even know what he's trying to get. He just got counter hit on the way up. Alright, dash out, comes up with the nail, finally can get these seals going. Active Flow will secure his overdrive, so he will probably be able to push a mix-up with overdrive next. And that's what the 5C was for. Burst coming out for Dullahan.
Oh, not being able to get the cut against the D-nail there. And High Axel does make that comeback happen quite impressively, as well as taking that burst from Dullahan late into the round, which puts him in a really, really strong spot going into set point here, where Dullahan is unlikely to get that burst back anytime soon.
Yeah. If he manages to stall out the game long enough, maybe, but yeah, Hyaxel decides to go for the momentum burst, keeping him cornered. You gotta be securing yourself seals with that decision. Even if it's a blue beat.
Hey, listen, seal is seals, right? That's resources on your book, and gets the Tiger Punch reset, but unfortunately no confirm from it, and immediately Dullahan strikes with a quick but brief punish, trying to keep him jailed, pushing him towards the corner, but Dullahan does slips out, and the 4C anti-air there with the counter hit conversion off of it as well.
Yeah, that JD just not active quite enough, and yeah, good recognition on the Shippugeki, good jump, but very difficult to punish, honestly. Like, maybe Hakumen can just do, like, instant Agito. That's about all I got.
Does Agito hit far back enough for that? Is also the question. I think it just chalks up to just a near impossible one to punish him. We can see Axel trying to route around, baiting the burst, does find it, but not able to get the punish. The overhead connects, but
Why are you baiting burst again? You just did it!
What is he doing? He has no burst anymore. You're free to just confirm and get the kill, but finds the air throw to finish things off with High Axel through deciding to scramble a little longer, finishes it out 2-1.
Oh my god. I don't like to call people bums. I'm nicer than that, but it is High Axel is making it difficult.
Listen, he just wants you to know if you had any more bursts, he would have baited it.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, I know I store my burst for next game. Just making sure you don't have any extra in your pocket."
I think though to give credit to High Axel, what it may have been is that he just wholly expected Dylan to at the very least block the 5C, right? And 5C being jump cancelable and block, if I'm not mistaken, allows him to just back away. But no, just getting hit like that in the scramble at the very end.
Yeah, it does show a little bit of respect for the other player if that is in fact the case. But yeah, we're gonna move on to our next game between Ignis and Drave. While we wait for... Oh, never mind. We have no time, bro. This bracket is running too smooth.
Yeah. Well, hold on. We had our growing pains to start things off with, but here it is. This is to be expected. We're seeing the Ignis out here versus Drave, and this one can be quite a miserable one for Drave, but I think that JB might be the magic tool to be able to contest into Arcune, right? Because Arcune does really like his airspace. He likes jumping around, throwing out his JB, making it a general nuisance for you to actually tag him and deny him his conversions into Curse. But for effectively Drave to just have an option where he can rise up and just slap you, and especially on counter hit, it can lead to some damage. This could be something that Ignis has to be very careful about.
Yeah, that's a very good... That was from a 5A. Like 5A, 5B. Oh, I see what's going on. And yeah, he instantly corners Ignis. And if you can just keep this pressure tight enough. But the thing is, though, Ignis didn't get here by just being an Arcune player. His defense is mad solid.
Oh, absolutely. I had played against him a while back, and he genuinely is one of the more patient players to block out everything he can. And especially at certain points, if your overhead is like, I think, slower than about 20 or so, 2 frames, he blocks those.
Yeah. Especially offline. Dude, offline BlazBlue is so nice.
Definitely. Attend your offlines, everybody.
For sure.
Here we are. Fortunately, I think the stream did happen to miss the beginning portion of that, but in their fairness, not a whole lot has been missed, right? Drave has successfully kept Ignis locked into this corner with no options to play, which that is the way you want to do it against Arcune. Do not let this character get started.
Pretty much. Like you saw, as soon as Ignis got any sort of momentum going, that was an instant burst from Drave, getting back to the corner, keep him locked down. But yeah, and now... Is that the teleport? Yes, good recognition, but misses the punish, though. Why does that look like just walking forward, bro? That's so annoying.
Yeah, it's... I think it's just one of those things where if an Arcune slow crawls towards you, then something is up. Like, yeah. Arcunes are always doing something at like high momentum. Either it's going to be air dashing or just doing the teleport dash that he has at his disposal.
He's just another one of those weird esoteric tools that he just has. Like, just a weird bag of tricks, this one.
The character is esoteric.
I hope I'm using that word correctly. I do not have a dictionary on me.
Yeah, that's pretty correct. It's
good blocks in the left right, but he gets clipped again. Was not expecting the double overhead.
Oh my god, the invisible overhead as well. Very difficult to see in that situation. And now just going into the bug super to once again acquire the curse, put you back into the blender, teleports into the corner for one brief frame to make sure the bugs hit you cross up, and just like that we get an Arcune round.
And this is what you're trying to prevent, no matter what, as anyone on everyone P2 side against this character. Just trying to navigate like. Yeah, the air cloud does make it more difficult to challenge because you don't want to give him any sort of burst, because that enables wake up overdrive shenanigans, as Ignis is about to get that overdrive back.
She doesn't quite hit that micro dash connection there, but nevertheless finishes the food, puts him into the corner, finds himself a tick throw. And at some point you're going to be questioning, when is Ignis going to look for the burst here? It may be also a situation that he wants to hang on to the overdrive, right? Cash what little... No, that's going to be the burst. We're not going to be using what little curse gauge we have to try and break away from the situation.
Yeah, and honestly, Drave is happy with that. This round is looking very strong as he lands another overhead. And that's a game for Drave.
Perfect, no less as well. You can see that Drave definitely is very well informed to deal with the Arakune matchup, as in general, depending on like the quality of your ability to anti-air air to wear, you can see Arakune is completely overwhelm you with constant air movement using JBs, but Drave is very locked in on making sure that characters do not just get to dance around him in the sky for free, especially with that 6A that hits quite high above his head as well as behind Makoto as well.
That's the JB, but air hit. Good blocks on Drave. Yeah, 5C is a little bit on a slower end, but that JB just whips completely. Okay, sure. Oh, these may be expected. Yeah, but not a lot of curse, but that's a very critical hit as he was able to go into a curse setup after. Oh my god, the one hit of 2C, and this is the one combo that Arakune players know. You find yourself in curse.
The one you was very well familiarize yourself with, because easy curse is definitely something that Arakune's players are always looking for, and I think I just had the expiration on the curse there, so not able to convert back into the ground for the finish, but does have 50 meter, and you can see it immediately coming out, and Drave not blocking it, briefly flashing the barrier. I think he assumed a faster tech into super than what happened, and Ignis able to just steal that round.
No, so what happens there is, I'm pretty sure what happens there is, like, maybe he will press the button, and then, like, you know, on the super flash he carry barriered, just to be safe, but he let go. And what ended up happening is the move came out anyway. So, like, you have to keep holding barrier. It's one of those things, like, you learn the hard way, and then you forget about it, and you remember the hard way again.
One of those CF mechanics that, or I would say, technology more like, that can catch you sideways when you're least ready for it. But look at the pressure there, and just like that, right, the conditioning from Ignis to constantly represent those overheads until he finally air dashes into that low, gets that opening, gets the curse conversion as well, and now you're stuck into the blender. But unfortunately doesn't time his BD too well, although in this case it seemed to be just a more natural extension to push the damage up so slightly. As gonna set up the party bug here with the instant overhead, doesn't quite get the conversion, but that's their 2C first hit. RC, Ignis ties up the set.
Back-to-back perfect examples of Arakune's game plan. But, you know, that's just what happens. Like, you know, you bet it, doesn't work out, you burst, you get tagged again, and sometimes the round is just over right there. It is so difficult. Even though Drave showed very good recognition of the bug mix-ups, he almost managed to block it all out, but, like, it's just too overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely very crazy here, but, you know, at the same time, Ignis does have to be careful, and he is very careful in his approach, because just look at that. That JA, JB converts him back to the ground. Not the crazy amount of damage, but it's all about lockdown and denying Ignis any form of play. Next to the overhead there. Beautiful stuff. It's going to be going into a nice grip of damage here, especially for Makoto's case, right? This is the kind of punishes you like. 3.6k is nothing to scoff at, and with that, is able to find the low. Is it going to be enough to kill? There's a good chunk of meter to work with here, but it may just be shy. It may be enough. We see the crush trigger come out.
Yeah, he charges all the way up, and that is going to be just barely enough as Drave moves on to set point over Ignis.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that this time Drave opts to charge the super fully, because there are times you can see that Drave actually lets the super stick to the level 1, right? Go max and then back down to 1 to buy as much time for burst regeneration.
Yeah, but that's only if you're guaranteed it's gonna kill, bro. When it looks like that close, like, hell no.
Yeah, you just
give me the level 3.
now we're trapped into the corner. The poop cloud out there denying you your movement options, but a rare opportunity to actually DP on out. Text the throw, immediately summons out some bugs. Use the OD to just extend the timer ever so slightly to make sure that Drave is held still into the corner to be able to once again recurse with not a whole lot of health left or barrier gauge. So this might, just a clean opening. Drave hang on to that burst as we're going to go into the final game, final round situation.
It's really rough. With the life lead that Ignis had, that burst was going to be like such a massive gamble. And like full respect not spending it. Yeah, prevent as much curse buildup as you can. Following Cloud, that is looking rough.
Yeah, especially when the chase Cloud, you end up getting hit by one of the JDs, right? You get pushed right into it, so already you have that JD hit, but then you have the extra the Cloud generates, putting Ignis now at that one last drive touch. I think even on block, right, it will be enough to get him that curse activation.
Yeah, I think he almost managed to build up curse without hitting Drave.
Oh, Spider though.
Yeah, unfortunately the 5D just launches him right into it. And now you're blocking here. Tries to get himself DP out, but get hit in air and sent back down to the corner. You're dead.
Yeah.
What is his damage?
Why? Listen, it's one of those greatest mysteries of life where Mori decided that the bugs don't need SMP. You get hit by like 2 debugs, and it's just each one doing throw damage, basically.
Meanwhile, Azrael's drives do have SMP.
Azrael's drives, Ragnar's drives, Hazana drives.
Ragnar drives don't have SMP. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure they do have SMP.
It just have shit P2.
Oh.
They just scale like crazy bad, but the healing is there.
Yeah, the healing definitely is there. I know that what is it? Hazama chains have that SMP on it.
Really? I'm surprised because isn't Hazama OD routing just chain?
It is, but the thing that does damage in that is the
poison.
The poison aura, yeah. I mean, in general, like the funny route that you see Hazamas do constantly, which is the 5D, 2D, and then just loop that over and over, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage on itself. It's just that you're constantly hovering around this space where your poison field is just hovering around them, so it does a lot of unseen damage on the damage.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, any experienced Hazama will immediately convert their routes into utilizing different types of chains as well as the additional hit stun to be able to go straight into his enhanced stance and access his enhanced specials from it.
Well, fortunately, rather unfortunately, we don't see that many Hazama players in the EU that much. We got you. We got Binis.
Yeah, the Binis was in the bracket, or like was signed up. I don't think he made it through the check-in. Up until Hoshigami's retirement, right? He was rocking that Hazama towards the end of his time in Central Fiction, but you know, what we definitely should have in abundance though is Maturino code claimers. So definitely do not hesitate.
Sure.
We are working through these pretty nicely, but don't let that stop you from claiming the remaining 29 codes. So we have enough viewers to put a decent dent into that, so head on over. The Maturino link is already in chat, so that first step has been covered for you. Once you're on the website, just hit the claim code button. Sign in if you haven't done so already. You can do that with Twitch. You can do that with your Supercell account, even Battle.net for those who still like to play their odd Hearthstone. And once you've completed that process, you'll contribute 25 cents to the prize pool. It's free money, and you'll be going a long way to support these players who are coming in bi-weekly to give you this premium BlazBlue action for free.
Yeah, like it doesn't take that much out of you, and like it just shows the Maturino people that, you know, we pull up every goddamn time, and we, you know, the crowd is here, the community is here to like support it. But we are gonna be moving on to our next match between German and Axel.
Yeah, German, I know, has forsaken the Ragnar, but I feel like he was on something else that wasn't Izayoi, which was the like kind of caused confusion because.
Celica, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was Celica, you're right, where everyone's just kind of like, why? Your Izayoi is very good.
Look, man, sometimes just it's fun to do 7k with Celica. I don't know where.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's the teleport. And he gets himself the corner as well. It's looking mighty juicy, but he's running low on stocks, has to go normal mode.
Yeah, and just like that, Axel finds an opportunity to get the drive explosion to completely reverse the situation, keep him trapped in the corner. Maybe going for that. The full seal activation Tries to not set the bumper, but just to run up 5C and immediately with the confirm. But unfortunately, slight execution error does allow for the out. But again, gap into 5D, gets that explosion, swaps around once more, but with the meter now to finish the work just before German gets his burst back up.
Yeah, very nice recognition. Early routing into the Daifunka, preventing that burst from being even a factor. Though I don't think Garen would have spent it anyway.
I think people are experiencing a pallet bug for Bang on stream.
No, I think that it's just a mad ugly pellet.
I don't know because I have the IM, but I just don't. I see a
Yeah,
standard.
it's default. It did not load for us too, but it did load for Hoon.
Okay.
It's just how it is.
The evil ass pallet that he's running.
Yeah, sometimes when it's like really bad, I just reset it. Like there was one time in NA where like some people they have like modded stages.
Yeah.
So there's like one that's like one of the stages like mad dark and like all red, and there's a palette that's like mad dark and all red, and it's like it's Hazama flying around, like you're not seeing shit.
Well, they do it to themselves. Well, nicely done there. While we're talking about IM palette issues, German makes a very solid round here. Although I think the round went a bit too well, didn't really recover all that burst gauge there, so still in a position to be able to get it back later in this round. But given the character like Bang, you don't want to give him a combo for free too easily where he can activate all of his seals in that time.
Yeah, it's a bit of a volatile one not to have a safety button on. That again, like you still do have a DP and you do want to rep it. And an instant overhead does find it's marked. Not gonna be too much damage, but it is gonna get Hyaxel cornered with probably a fireball setup.
Ooh, no, just gonna get hit by the Ashura right after trying to go for a little 2A action, but I did appreciate from German to try and run that combo as long as possible to kill the overdrive timer, but Hyaxel once again finds an opening. Great conversion here, puts him into the corner, just jumps back, but the DP, quick teleport conversions. You're gonna have to keep it as tight as possible because you don't have a lot of combo time off of the DP, but nevertheless finds the overhead straight into the Astral, and that is gonna be the first game going to German.
Very quick conversion. Honestly, Izayori's Super is probably like that. Sorry, Izayori's Astral is probably like the best one in the game when it comes to comboing into it. Goes far, easy to confirm off pretty much anything you can think of.
Is it also plus, if I'm not mistaken?
What, the Astral is definitely not plus.
I know there's plus on block Astrals.
There are?
Yeah, there are. Platinum's plus on block.
Oh yeah, Platinum Air Super. Sorry, Air Astral, surely, but that was like the only one that I knew of. Let me check.
I feel like it was either Izayori or Tsubaki that had the plus on block.
Bro, that's just minus 30, bro.
Okay, no, okay. I don't know why I thought. Okay, let me check the Tsubaki. Why do I have this in my mind that one of these two has the plus on block Astral?
Meanwhile, Gehrman does get hit in the beginning, but he does have a nice little, like, almost full stocks in gain art. He just needs to find an opportunity to get going. Oh, the delay tech actually avoiding the slide, preventing the RC entirely, and getting Hyaxel cornered. Good
Those
check on the
IBs.
cover.
Oh, Footsie is able to narrowly avoid the overdrive there.
Plus 6B went the wrong way. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but not getting these confirms there, so still a chance here for German, but yeah, just with the resources at Hyaxel's disposal, the lack of life at German's, it's a very difficult situation to come back from, especially where if you try to go for any sort of triangle dash reset, Hyaxel at a moment's notice may be able to just pull off a drive with an explosion behind it to just completely steal the momentum.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, those JDs are so good in these scrambles due to the guard point. And the plus frames off the explosion should get procced. Good reaction, notice the 2D, but that was still plus.
Oh, nice movement. Able to just dash around because Hyaxel definitely is very willing to just play around drives a lot more than I think I see most Bangs do. And you can see it work in various situations, especially there where German is looking to use that special projectile just to lock down Hyaxel and then get himself a little bit of room to either run a mix-up or just some pressure in general. But yeah.
Oh. Like
C-nail slowdown.
Yeah, it's like I think the burst startup depends on the hit stun, which is why 5C like counter hit 5C the OD is like burst safe. But yeah, like the web nail has so much hit stun that the burst is in slow motion basically.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you see them do like it's a very careful thing you have to pay attention to. I think there's like a brief noise that comes out, but as well, the animation completely changes from their normal hit states that if you can recognize that, then you can tell that the burst is coming.
Yeah, there's also that sometimes that there's that green spark that I don't think there's anything else in the game that does it.
Oh my goodness, yeah, the 60 teleport and then the 2D call out on the wake up DP, but however, is able to just teleport, stays on the same side, catching Hyaxel a little bit off guard here, putting him back to the corner, gets the no tech, especially with JC, right? It's a pretty decent starter, along with the side swap. Look at that, 3.1k, down to that last bit, however. But again, 2A getting called out by the wake up Ashra. Both of these players very not much looking to hold blocks on wake up.
Yeah, get wake up Ashra and then instant tackle out the corner works out every time. These 2Ds on me, on Oki, have been working out for Hyaxel every single time. German has not found the answer yet.
Like, yeah, I mean, I think what Hyaxel is willing to let happen is if the 2D is blocked, he's still able to jump cancel it. And I think at that timing, it may also have opportunities to pick up no techs. The best that German can do, right, save it for the very last interaction, is just do wake up throw.
Or I would like try to delay tech harder, maybe, to see if I can invoke through it. Yeah. But yeah,
if he's showing a consistent timing on when he's activating, that's a very valid play. Oh my god.
Wake up overdrive. No, he still gets clipped.
Oh no! Like at the very least, let the overdrive like run its course to generate yourself some bits. Now you're stuck in the corner, getting mixed up with no OD available, no bits. But saving grace, I suppose, is the fact that German is up around, so definitely let this one go. Make it
honestly, maybe even throw the round so Hyaxel doesn't get burst back.
I would didn't get the chance to at all. But yeah, solid eco round, I guess, because the burst is back up. Do it again the next round. Okay, you know what? Big brain plays here from German. Just full eco round, get your own burst, make Hyaxel use his own.
Oh man. Oh, finally the 2D does not work because he gets clipped overhead. But not too much damage on the side of German. He needs to get these pips going. Alright.
Oh yeah. There's a bit of you could definitely make good attempts to block the dash JC, but dash J8 something like what, 16 frames? Good luck.
Yeah, you're guessing. You can sort of try to get a feel of when to do it, but there's also like the empty into low, stuff like that. And yeah, now German, now out of pips in Gainard though, and massive life lead.
Oh, the OD pop there, maybe able to go through this JC to get something started. We'll see.
I think he might. Oh no, he fell very quickly. And sends it with the B misfiner, and German is gonna be coming out ahead. The Eco round was the right call because the OD came back very late in that round.
Yeah. This is the high level BlazBlue that we like to talk about, where you just completely, just throw around so that your opponent can't build back their burst gauge in the interactions that could follow, and now put them in a really painful spot where there's just a lot of damage that they have to hold, and especially when you play a resource generating character like Izayoi, the more you can just have them hold damage and land these specials to generate bits, the better, the happier you are.
But yeah, that does mean that we have German moving on to winners finals, where he's going to be facing off against Ignis in what is going to be a nice little first to 3 winners set. But that's going to be a little bit later as we finally take a look at our loser side bracket to see what's been going on in there. And yeah, I see a little bit of a bloodbath. Unfortunately, Dullahan Villain ended up being before top 8. So it was in fact Dullahan that made it ahead in that one. It's gonna be Chag's Dullahan, which is gonna be our match after this one, which should be Radash. I keep doing Radash. Radash versus Void. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
I hope you like Bang because here's more Bang.
Look, man. We did say about how there's more bang flares. It's just like they're being active again. We always had bang flares and they always go far in bracket.
Yeah. Something else that's actually kind of exciting is to be able to see Nemos Max play again, because sadly he missed out on last outplayed, right, making it to grand finals against Neek in that I think it was yeah the 2025 edition, but he will be at Hessen Crash. I think I saw. So
that's cool.
that'd be cool. But yeah, Void Zero is you know, he's going to demonstrate one of the beauties of Central Fiction, where you may have two people play the same character, but there's just so much depth in this game that he's able to pilot it completely differently. Whereas Hyexel really likes his drives. I think Void Zero plays a lot more around his nail usage.
For sure. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's gonna be anyone that's hit it that's matching Hyexel in their drive dispensage. That is a
Drive
word.
merchant.
Look, man, I drive. Dun-dun. Okay, I'll stop.
Ooh.
Nah. Jumps over the 6D. Tries to represent. Yeah.
Nice, great conversion there. I think that's something we don't get to see a lot from Hyexel's side, is the fact that he's constantly getting these drive explosion hits that the conversions are different, and you don't get to see the nail routes.
Oh my god, just bets it with the 6D, and like, of course, Badass trying to find, like, trying to make his pressure ambiguous, so leaving a lot of intentional gaps, and does end up getting clipped by a little bit.
Whoa! Not getting the punish there on the whiff command grab. Might just be one of those Azrael things where he's so committal in his movement, and some of his normals leave him at like very awkward positions that he can't really challenge a whole lot of whiffed situations.
Yeah, for real. And like, just post that air throw tech, tries to make something happen, and accidentally gets clipped by the 5C anti-air, and this is the damage you eat for that.
5C anti-air is definitely a very interesting tool to have at your disposal. It's surprisingly nice into these high mobility air characters, because he has that just hitbox right above his head that if it connects on counter it's going to lead to a whole lot of damage. And speaking of a whole lot of damage, here's a Valiant combo in the little optimization as well to double C weak point afterwards, and just like that, the double overhead. Gonna go into the air chaser there, set up the low weak point, a little +10, but challenging on the dash through.
Yeah, a little bit of missed opportunity there. He could have tried to set up an unblockable situation, but that's not going to be needed as he manages to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, he's going to be all right there, as it is around a piece to both, but Void Zero does have that burst available, but given the start right, Red Ask should have his own very shortly here. Might have been a little bit of an execution error there. Could have been at least one more seal here for Void Zero. Nice optimization coming out here from Red Ask. Unfortunately, blue beats, but still keeps him locked in the corner. Avoids the explosion with a fatal, but no further conversion.
Yeah, could have spent the RC in there to go into Rekka, but it's one of those things you need to be absolutely ready that it's going to air hit.
Yeah, I think at the same time, he kind of expected that 5C wall bounce to just able to set himself up meterlessly.
Nice blocks on the taco. But yeah, now Void is completely happy just stalling once he gets that poison applied. Gotta cash in this damage. Burst is not gonna come back in time. Red Ask taking the first game.
Yeah, the name of the game is, and Red Ask is playing that game pretty well, being patience. That Void Zero has a lot of priority to just kind of mosquito around, just be a general nuisance in the air, flying around, throwing nails at you. But if Red Ass can catch him with some of these stronger normals, something like a 5C tag, for example, and just dish out so much damage that, that's the race that they're playing ultimately at the end of the day, right? Bang can do quite a bit of damage, especially given the certain starters that it has at his disposal, but Azrael is all damage.
Yeah. He may need a little bit of damage, like an initial hit to something to set up, but if you give him the good hits, he don't need that. He just does damage. But he's not going to seem to be able to get that opportunity. Manages to find himself a way out, but right back in the corner is where he finds himself as he gets clipped by the overhead. And you're dead back to this active flow.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Bang rounds do occur, and that being said, right, like Azrael does, has to be patient through a lot of these situations, but if he's willing to try and throw out some IBs here and there, his 5A is very, very good to challenge a lot of these jumping situations, because, it has that, it's fast, it hits crouchers, it has that first, it has that first frame of activation where it hits crouchers, and then it anti-airs.
Oh, he messes up a little bit. He did 5C, 6C, but he has to do 5C and then hold the forward before the 6C. to get the Valiant cancel out, but does not gonna matter as he quickly gets the overhead right after, as Red Ass moves on to set point, potentially taking it over Void.
Yeah, perfect for perfect there. But able to staircase him into this command grab, getting a little bit of that damage going, and unfortunately going completely the wrong way with the DP. And you can see one of Bang's phenomenal tools to get these punishes going, right? The 3C slide all the way across the screen, and the fatal counter to get him some of that juicy damage. Instantly burst by Red Ass, but nevertheless, Void finds his next hit. Gonna set up for 3 seals, the B nail, just to get himself a little bit of safe Oki, just to avoid some potential options at Red Ask's disposal. And a bit of confusion, but look at the walk down there.
Cross up 60, the balls on this man, and then the 2D whips entirely from that double jump, and he's gonna convert that into nice damage and a save jump. And now Red Ass is looking mighty fine, gonna root back into the save jump. And Void is just not blocking.
I don't know what Void is looking for here. Might be the fact that he's not expecting these 5Ds to come out. But man, look at that. The teleport, TKing it instantly to get a special before the dash expires. And is able to just tag Void 0 into the kill there. Red Ass with a clean 2-0.
Yeah. You're already struggling blocking 22, 24 frame overheads. Now you need to also think about a 23 frame crossout, bro. Come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like that. And then they TK it instead into a special and it becomes like a 16-10 framer.
I mean, that's if you Growler. If you do...
Growler is like the 10 framer, but I think if you do what the...
No. Growler is 15 frames, and Rekka is 23 frames.
Oh, there you go.
Because the cross-up happens on frame 10, and then the Rekka is 13 frame startup, basically.
Ah, okay.
So that's the method for on-the-fly remembering how fast it is.
There you go. The lore master has answered. I think in general, the go-to thing into Azrael teleport is... don't try to reaction check that because it's
just OS that shit.
Yeah, OS it. Like it is such a unique mix-up that he has. Like we're talking about these frame data because things like 22, 23, 24, that is standard overhead territory for most characters, and really what a lot of people are doing is familiarizing themselves with how the animations look like to be able to adjust their guard to block in time. But the dash through is so unique to Azrael. You have to be constantly playing Azrael to actually be primed to react to those. Whereas you have a beautiful OS of just plinking A and B while holding down back to just mash him if he dashes through and barrier if he stays on the same side.
Yep. And that OS will pretty much beat every single special cancel option except for Growler.
Yeah, which if you block that, he needs 50 meter.
Look, man, I just pop in my favorite song because it's time to cash in some damage. But that's not going to be happening now because we got Chikes up against Dualahan. As Chikes bets it, and now Dualahan's playing his favorite song.
Yeah, thankfully for Chikes, Dualahan not with a lot of pips there to be able to actually get a stronger conversion going for himself, but nevertheless has a significant life advantage here to just kind of chill, hopefully find an opportunity to claim that last bit of life from Chikes and finish out the round. But yeah, there it is, the 2D. It happens inevitably. At some point, they will just press the drive and you need to be ready for it.
Like, when you have this much of a life lead, you can afford to take a risk, and you can also afford to take it slow, because they gotta be because it's on them to figure out exactly when you're gonna be waiting shit.
Yeah, Hakumen is also one of the beefier characters in the cast, so if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, nice 12k health, I believe.
Yeah, so has a little bit more room than most to take some risks and make mistakes. At the same time, he is also one of the taller characters, so he's a victim to some very special situations.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which really actually raises itself in the mirror, because Hakumen's 5A hits Hakumen crouching.
Oh, that's pretty funny actually. Yeah.
It's really messed up because it's a plus on block 5A.
Oh no, the spacing!
Yo, 5 pips oven. Oh no, never mind.
No, never mind. Stay over there. Don't do that.
That's the problem. That's the problem with Tsubaki's Mugen. She has to pay the cost up front, which means if people have burst, you just basically shouldn't use it.
Yeah, I feel it's very interesting how some installs work in this game compared effectively Azrael's in the same boat with Scud punishment. Oh, double down.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Chikes is
Chikes is alright with that one.
Yeah, Chikes is gonna pull out ahead on that one because he cannot win the game off that by the looks of it. But yeah, Scud is it's a weird install. It actually makes it worse in some situations, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's unfortunate because the thematic behind it is pretty cool.
hell yeah,
Nevertheless,
bro.
the
Like
DP,
man, that's all about like just punching everything with raw strength. Decides to do pressure points. Like that's
yeah,
tight.
yeah. One time he does a little bit of martial arts, and it's his worst super. He proves his own point, which is really sad. He almost had like the
Oh,
Kenpachi in him.
oh my god. Dullahan had the god read with the raw overhead, expecting that DP, but it's Tsubaki, she can whiff cancel it. There are ways to answer it always, but it's very difficult, especially when you don't block it, because then it's nebulous as to what's going on.
Yeah, but look at this. The OD pop here, you're going to be able to get an extension to confirm into the super. The last thing you want to allow Dullahan to do is to get one last chance to spend all that Magatama and just completely, steal victory from the clutches of defeat. But Shakes going to clean things out quite nicely here. Take the first game, putting himself up 1-0.
Yeah. Like obviously it really does suck when you die with like all with full meter as Talkman, because you just think about all those opportunities you could have done, but it's just how it plays out sometimes. You're saving up for a big cash out, but they just never give it to you.
Yeah, hindsight is 2020, although I don't know what that is like for Hakuman because he's got eyes plastered all over his body.
Look, man, we can stand here for like 10 minutes counting every single eye and then multiplying that by 20, but I don't.
Doesn't he have like 4 eyes per like foot as well?
Is that 4 or 6? I don't know.
Nevertheless,
Okay,
here we see momentum very solid from Dullahan. Unfortunately, not able to finish his food. Looking for a little reset angle, but Jake's eyes glued to the screen, able to see these shenanigans coming from a mile away, but has a bit of work ahead of him. However, that dictator slide is going to be a great start to making his comeback happen.
The range on that 3C caught even me off guard. What do you mean it still reached him? Dullahan was not expecting that.
Obstacle bursting at the very end there and just gets clipped out by the dive kick. Some of these burst options we've been seeing from Dullahan has been rather questionable because now it's Chakes on set point with the burst available and Dullahan at 0, but a little bit of a tick throw going still though. It's a JA starter, so the scaling is going to mostly be, or like the damage is mostly going to come from that purple throw.
Yeah, for sure. Right, less a little only 2k damage on the side of Chakes, but 2D expires before he gets hit.
Oh,
God,
wow.
sends it with that tackle, and they're gonna be able to catch in so much damage, and they actually still regenerate 1 stock thanks to that overdrive.
Oh, good throw call out there on the drive attempt. Don't know if Chakes has the means to kill here. It's going to take one more situation. Dullahan with the throw tech, just uses the Yanagi to get out from the corner for the time being. Has an opportunity to try and make this comeback happen, but what a JC. Doesn't confirm it, sadly. We see the burst bait come out from Shakes and does find a few hits in the scramble. Dullahan not recognizing in time to burst out. And I think even then, right, Shakes, the way he routed that
Final hit.
air hit, that final hit, it was just a very delayed 5A, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure neither of them expected that 5A to combo. But Chags will definitely be taking that. Like that counter JA, they're more plus than you expect.
Oh, for sure. It's a grueling one, but nevertheless, we're gonna have to bid farewell to Dullahan, making it still a pretty deep run, nevertheless, as expected of a player of his caliber. But Chakes, of course, a very, very tough contender, especially for how seasoned he is and appearances for the bi-weekly, constantly improving, and his defense has been phenomenal so far.
Sure, and I think we're gonna be still going through our loser side action. Yeah, I believe so. Before we'll wait for our losers finals to get sorted. So that means we are back to with Red Ask. He's gonna be facing off against High Axel. So he went from facing Bang to facing Bang.
Listen, well, they're out here, but finally there's a difference in pace. Gonna be facing off against sorry, Red Ask is back to back. Yeah, it's a painful one, but we'll see how he plays this one out because as we mentioned earlier, High Axel has a greater penchant for just letting the drive rip, which a character like Azrael, who has quite a bit of frame traps just layered into his pressure by default, right, due to those delay cancels and just what little natural cancels he has, 5BB being what is like a 5-frame cap. There is plenty of room to get some drives through that.
So I'm trying to remember. I think if memory serves, 5A 5B is an automatic 1-frame, and 5B 5BB might also be an automatic 1-frame. It's just that like the gaps are there, so just lob out TP. But Bang doesn't have that luxury. However, that 2D, if it procs, you can reaction Growler, but no matter what, Bang is still advantaged.
Huh?
But
Yeah, I mean, even if it's one frame, he should still be able to 6D on reaction to, or like he should be able to 6D it, right? That's the Bang frame one driver that he can use.
yes, he can definitely do that. Yeah. All right, is 2D not frame one? I forgot.
No, 2D is I think not the slowest one, but I think that's still 5D. 2D is
I see, I see.
2D is a bit faster. It's there as a pretend anti-air. That's kind of it.
Good recognition on the command grab whiff. Start something happening, and yeah, you got to be taking risks as Azrael, trying to open people up, and like 2D is a almost Swiss Army knife type of answer to a lot of the stuff that you can show. But it is definitely going to be on Red Ask to adjust to as he needs to, and of course, like Kayak's playing completely differently from Void that he was fighting earlier. He hasn't spent nails at all, only on this bumper that he didn't even bumper cancel.
Yeah, which is crazy because that is definitely something that Red Ask was just expecting to see happen. But what a slip under there by High Axel, using the staircase and just briefly popping up Red Ask high enough to just slide underneath, not ready for that. And look at the call out there, expecting a backdash from Red Ask, trying to keep the pressure a little bit safe, hoping to see a DP response, but IB patient, and just like that, the opportunity presents itself to mash out.
Ooh, that 3C is still connected. This is a good opportunity for Red Ask. Delays the Valiant, secures it. Oh
no!
That happens. That happens. Yeah. It basically, like, he ran out of Valiant timer. He did one of the cancels a little bit slow, which basically locked him into the Growler.
Yeah, exactly. That could have been double weak point, but gets that JB. Unfortunately, doesn't convert, but the J2C from the top rope and had to RC it in case it was blocked. Nevertheless, able to just clutch it out at the very end while hanging on to his burst through all of that.
Yeah, good recognition. Saw the 2D, knew he was going to be minus. Or rather, knew that was going to explode in his face.
Yeah. Oh, the taco kick is going to be definitely something that Red Ask is going to have to answer to later. But DP is going to come out there, give him a little bit of a reprieve, cross up. The explosion just barely out of range, but hey, just send it another one. Why not?
The Merchant, bro.
The Merchant, and what an air IB. That's definitely something that's very interesting for characters that struggle to staircase down, something like Azrael. You can IB that first air hit, especially when they meet you after an air dash, and hit them with a falling normal.
Yeah. It is a weakness. You can definitely try recognizing it happening, but it's very difficult in the moment. And
it's just one of those things you have to, remember at times that air IBing is a 6 frame reduction compared to.
Yeah, it's not just 3.
Yeah.
That 5C, I'm surprised that hit. I'm pretty sure the Hero had recovered.
What? And the clash as well, but look at that. 5C just able to stomp him from the JD. Able to get a nice little air combo. Get the high weak point, but man, High Axel with the JD Merchant here, able to catch Red Ask in these very awkward situations. Now with the conversion to the corner, should be able to get all his seals unlocked, so that means the Shipogeki can be represented.
Yeah. And Azrael doesn't have any air specials, so if he finds himself in the air, especially if he spends the double jump, then like I accidentally just punch that in. That is a 5B. He is safe there. Well, let's see how he adjusts.
Ooh, wanted to get the 5BB out instead, or it can also be a case where you see you would try to get the. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh.
I think he might assume that he actually got the explosion, but. No, the 2D is... that's the other thing with 2D, right? It's active for far much longer than any of the other drives.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Red Ask did in fact get the winning hit, but I think he messed up the Rekka and he got 6C by accident.
Could be. But yeah, I think in that situation where you had the 5B out, maybe he was looking to, like, 5B during the ODR, he was looking to get a Kara barrier going on instead, but, with the self-cancel...
Oh, he got 5BB. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Could be that. Whereas you just have to have faith and just hold back and hope you recover in time before the punish.
Yeah, I think I have been in that type of situation before. Oh, that was going to be a double weak point and like 4K right there. Alright. Find himself cornered though now. Look up DP, but we had the meter to save ourselves. Not ready with a cross of 5A.
Oh, yeah. Able to get the run up, the RC here just to push a bit more damage, you know. That's one of the unique things about the command grabs from Bang is that they do allow for longer combos, and what a crazy mix-up to follow after that as well.
That run under, I got hit, I'll admit. Ooh.
Yeah. High Axel definitely has been putting in a ton of work. I mean, like he's still very much the drive merchant, but beyond that, it's a very clean Bang play with a lot of good callouts, great conversions, and as we last saw, excellent mix-ups.
He went for a TK Rekka, he did not need to do that! Swagging a bit too hard.
I think it might be just one of those things where in pursuit of optimization, right, you do fly a little too close to the sun, but for certain characters, you just have to go for it.
Oh no, he is dropping all sorts of stuff. I wonder if there's a little bit of a connection issue or something, but it is very unfortunate when you try to get that delay on the Valiant and it just doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... Alright,
still
good
got it.
recognition on... Yeah, good recognition on the height. No, went for a TK Rekka instead of 2-2C.
No!
It's hard. I think if you backdash it, depending on how late you do it, you actually cannot punish it.
Wow.
6B!
No, it doesn't get the conversion off of it. It's the DP, unfortunately, just constantly low profiling underneath and able to just slide around, gets a fatal starter with that, and is able to convert into quite a bit of damage, putting him all the way into the corner, looking for the wake-up throw, but what a bait by High Axel to just run and jump, but doesn't finish his food. IB's the second hit downwards, and with that is willing to risk it all off a 3D.
He
Wait, 1D?
RC'd it like... No, that was 3D.
Oh, 3D, my fault, yeah, sweep.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually went for that, but High Axel was expecting a 6D once he saw the startup. Guessed wrong. And that jump castle on that 2D paying massive amount of work. Yeah, definitely cash in whatever damage you can get. Send him close to the corner. Kara? No,
Nope.
too late.
Late, yeah. Definitely a very bold play to do, but I appreciate it from Red Ask nonetheless, right? For High Axel, who has been constantly showing these wake-up drives, you at some point want to do attempt to call out, but that no-tech has wasted a lot of overdrive time, and base the burst, but unfortunately doesn't quite get the conversion. That last bit of health here to play with, goes for the counter assault, has a low weak point, dashes, able to jump cancel in time, doesn't quite get the punish. Gets that JB to connect counter hits, but the D-nail, as he looks for that 6C, is gonna seal the victory there for High Axel, finishing it off 2-0.
Damn. It was definitely still winnable. Like, you know, anytime Azrael is still alive, you're still fearing for your life because you're 2 bad decisions away from dying. But High Axel managed to scramble his way out. The nails proving a little bit too powerful for Red Ask, and that is going to be unfortunately it for him, who had an insane losers run from round 1, and it made it all the way to top 8, killing all sorts of people along the way, from Pluton to Noruv, Ino, even Void. But that's going to be where his path ends today, which means that High Axel going to be in losers losers semis. I almost messed it up again. God damn.
You know, actually, you mentioned the Red Ask versus I Know Way match that he won, which is an important one because it does mean he claims the upset bounty.
Ooh, you are so right. I know was seeded 5th. It also means that he beat up his Hanami. How the hell did you do it?
And he's just that guy. Sometimes you just got to clutch down. I mean, his defense was looking really strong, but I feel like Bang is able to just throw out a lot more mix-ups than Izanami can, especially where Izanami goes into the float state, everything just becomes all guards until she gets out of it. And
the issue with float state is that she can unfloat and go airborne versus falling empty low, and it can be pretty ambiguous. It depends on the height she does it at, but yeah. Either way, Drake, Chikes, both players. I blanked on the word I was gonna say. God damn it.
It happens. But this one is going to be a bit tricky for Drave as per usual, as Tsubaki can play a pretty mean mid-range game, which for Makoto becomes kind of challenging to actually get, you know, a challenge in. And we'll see how that goes, especially at like that distance, right? Jake's able to just create a bit of space to comfortably charge up the book, get these stocks going. And now as well, able to just get that anti-air as Drave is trying to do what he can to make an entry and keep Chakes locked into the corner.
Yeah, what do you mean that was an anti-air 5B?
It happens. You know, we got our own Jesus kick at home.
The Jesus book?
Yeah, Jesus book. The
They
Bible.
call it the Bible.
Bible kick? What?
Alright, first round going to Chikes, but Drake does have a lot of overdrive. Might be able to cash it in for corner carry. Decides not to.
Both of them air dashing into one another. However, Drave just happening to do it a little sooner, gives him the priority to have the normal connect first. Now keep him locked into the corner. Finds that overhead, and there comes the conversion with it as well. Going to be doing a nice little bit of damage here. Unfortunately, doesn't fully get the finish. Trying to space away, looking for those DPs. And we see the momentum burst. Wanting to keep Chakes locked in the corner, but doesn't quite hit that. And there's a very late dive kick.
What do you mean that dive kick went like 90 degrees down?
Yes.
Does it home in?
I think it was just that right height where it doesn't matter how diagonal it is, it will still connect.
I see. Alright, good delay tech of one in the dash under.
Ooh. Unfortunate asteroid vision attempt there as Chakes just happens to go for the overhead. But 2A mash does find its mark. Able to swap the side out. And now just trying to run a little bit of stagger pressure, looking for some kind of response. And through all that barriering, decides to let go as the crush trigger comes out. So we see a brief conversion here from Drave. It's not going to be the greatest amount of damage, but at least, the Oki keeps going, finds the throw, serious jolt. Needs to be careful for maybe a potential burst, but given the round lead, Chakes might just be hanging on to it, but drops the combo, unfortunately, and doesn't punish the J2A. Has to use that counter assault, but here comes the Nanners.
He's just buying time to set up some, get some stocks, and Dre's bursting right back in the corner. Does he know the counterplay? He doesn't!
Ooh.
But the quick CA.
Yeah, thankfully you can't kill from counter assault, but I think that one would have pushed him into the projectile, which would have dealt the damage to at least put him into one touch, which he basically already was at anyways.
Yeah, but that would have been like in chip situation.
That's true. Nope.
Yeah, the stationary projectile is just so goddamn useful. Let's both of these characters know, because they both have it.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like that, where Drave had a pretty good run last round, we can see that the momentum is squarely in Chakes' favor. And with that DP attempt, we can see the optimization coming out here. Not a crazy amount of hits. Well, he didn't use that many moves, but like, look at that, 5.1k. First of all, you get the big counter hit. Then you get the level 2 crush trigger. And I think he genuinely actually pressed like 4 buttons.
Yeah, there was like 5C, 6C crush trigger, like 6C OD or something. I forgot.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Bro, just loop your good P2 moves that do a lot of damage into super while you're in active flow. Sometimes combo theory is really simple.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We had a good one.
It was bound to happen eventually. We have lost Chikes, unfortunately.
At the very least, it happened early on into the game, so not a whole lot lost there. And just
was that round 1 or 2?
I think it was game 1.
Okay.
Or like we were going to go into game 2, but in this break, friendly reminder to all, we are at 26 codes remaining, so we are working our way through these. There's still a surplus of viewers to codes remaining, so definitely
how do you still have half of them, bro?
Well, we do have 40 people in here, so I expect at the least 10 to be remain, right? And then just you can send it to your friends, right? Like they are allowed to claim the code. They don't have to necessarily be in the Twitch chat. But for those of you who are sitting here watching this glorious game being played by some of EU's finest, hop in, support them, right? Head on over to Matcherino, claim a code. It's a very quick and easy process. Harmless, some might even say, where you just hit the claim code button, sign in if you haven't done so. You can do it with a Twitch account. You can do it with many more, right? We saw Supercell, which is a cryptid type of account.
I've never even heard of it, but when you said it started Clash of Clans, I was like, bro, what do you mean?
You can. It's the craziest thing to include. Like Matcherino is doing what they can to meet you at your place, right? Making sure that everything is as hassle-free as possible to support these players.
Can you like log in with like your TikTok accounts, your Facebook, your Meta accounts?
Oh no, those for sure.
Oh, those are two low-hanging fruit. Damn it!
Those are low-hanging fruit. Like it's things like the Supercell account, the Battle.net account, right? Like
how long until we can sign? How long until we can sign in with your like MiHoYo account?
Probably never, actually, because that one is probably state controlled, but it would be funny.
Hey, now the stars we see with the button. Showing a good example while we wait for this to hopefully sync so we can get into our game. Though it's not looking good.
Oh,
Uh,
we get past. No, okay,
did
not
you?
quite. No,
No, okay.
it was looking hopeful for a second. But I think if I to wager a guess in understanding how the network infrastructure of peer-to-peer games are built, it's funnily enough a three-way street. I think
Hmm.
you have the two players, of course, that are connected to one another, which is obvious, but I feel like there's ultimately still a connection to the lobby host, which has an impact on the connection stability, right? Whether or not it craps out with, and I think it's in that triangle of connections that it can cause some problems, and then it just stops.
Hmm. When you say it like that, when you say it out loud, rather, it does make sense, especially since if there's a spectating. Hmm.
Yeah, especially because like I'm like no, with spectating, I think it's a different thing, right? Because like spectating, if it craps out, you just get booted and that's it. Like you don't get to see them play anymore. But it's just it only makes sense to include the lobby host in the equation because otherwise, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, if they just set up a room between themselves and their opponent, it's going to be perfectly fine. You just
I
add
mean,
that one.
there have been times where like one person hosts and you cannot join the room, but the other way around it works just fine. I don't know. I don't know. It's a Black Mirror episode out there. I do not know what's going on in the netcode area, but it's the Shinizak zone.
Yeah, somebody asked Kobe Domi because like he worked on that official patch. He worked on the rollback patch, and you ask him why is it like this? Why are we still here? Just to suffer? I've lost my arm, my leg. But
Thing is, though,
no,
as soon as if by some miracle, like someone does push out a patch to like make the netplay strong, make the netplay a little bit better, you're just gonna start hearing people talking about CF3. Oh, a community patch. I was like, no,
no, no,
stop.
no. If anything, like the pipe dream is that they actually they really don't need to do anything to Central Fiction other than just like quality of life patches. Like if CF
No, we need
Extend
to
was just
we need to kill Izanami. Agreed.
no, what? We have Carl and Rachel to get through first. What do you mean?
We gotta kill them too. They'll get their chance, but Izanami first. I'm not biased.
Like in general, I think for Central Fiction, you just have to do some small changes to the absolute top tiers, which just reins them in, and then some slight changes to the bottom tiers to push them up, and then you just generally have a pretty balanced game all across the board.
I mean, I think we're already like almost there actually.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like this game is fairly close to balance with some like problem outliers, and you can see with Drave showing just dedication and hard work, and even make some of the weak like community considered weaker characters shine and make absolute deep runs where you have also the benefit that not a whole lot of people are informed on what this character does, but nevertheless, Drave is out on a mission to prove that Makoto does have strengths worth considering.
Oh, for sure. Like you definitely need to push that advantage as far as you can, but you don't want to make that like a crutch. You don't want to bank on them not knowing what to do.
Yeah, the whole
And
save it for nationals.
yeah, the thing is though, Dre has been in so many top eights, so many deep runs that like he knows how to run like an efficient like just straight up solid game plan, even if it is maybe a little bit more scuffed due to Makoto's range or like her routing and whatnot. But, yeah.
His defense is definitely based around the fundamentals of CS, right? Like I think we do see him DP from time to time, and then Shakes is there with the callouts for it, but for the most part, he's pretty restrained in when he likes the DP, and it focuses a lot more about just good IBs, waiting for the opportunity to strike, and just like that, right? Conversion error into quick emergency tech for the punish. Drave able to get that first round here in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if that was potentially a conversion error. It's just like Chives wasn't expecting that 3C to hit that potentially high. So maybe just like yes, he did miss timing, but I don't know if that pickup was even possible in the first place.
Yeah, very true.
ODs too, but no whiff cancel coming out, so Chives saving himself.
Trying to use the bullet there to keep control of Chakes here, and you can see Chakes uses the situations where Makoto's range being on the lacking side allows for him to just get some windows to charge up the stock, but at the same time, what you always have to be careful against Makoto is that run speed. However, for Drave, getting a little bit of an execution error of his own, the CT not connecting there.
Blocking the cross up overhead, but it's a little slower end.
Oh, let's mash
no,
it.
we just mashing. Both players in active flow, but Drave is the one that's regenerating overdrive. He will not be able to kill quite from this hit. Maybe he's gonna go for a reset.
No, the second time that the CT does not connect there, it could have been the kill for Drave, but yeah,
I think that, like,
oh! I like the call out, but sadly that is a whiff cancelable DP on the side for Chakes.
Yeah, I think as though you definitely, every character does in fact have answers. You try to basically get under her, but I feel like if you do it too early, or like they delay the dive kick, it's like it'll autocorrect or something. I don't know. It's not as easy as it sounds.
I mean, that
but
case
it is
just
possible.
punished the 3C.
Both disengaging, but I wonder why Drave disengages, considering he doesn't have anything to threaten full screen.
Taking a pause to assess the situation is always fair, but man, you know, we talk about the mission that Drave's on with making his character work, but not even getting like a standard 2D to connect as well. It's not looking too great for our strongest squirrel soldier.
Look, man, there's this thing, there's this fascinating law of the universe called gap, and I'm sure Drake can tap into it.
It's all he's got.
OD through the save jump, delayed DP.
God, these conversions are out to get Drave, right? He's not able to. I mean, the counter hit might have just propped him up a little too high to get the follow up, especially getting the G version of it, which is ground bounces.
Are you dead?
He's definitely trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Just before the burst comes back up as well. This, man, that one kind of feels rough for Drave. Like, so many times he had like really good winning situations, but the character I think was fighting against him, and some of these conversions, right, being counter hit that just props him up a little too high. Like, it just didn't come together. And versus a far more stable character like Tsubaki, it can definitely rear its ugly head into a loss.
Yeah, for sure. Stability, like both stability in the piloting the character and stability in their game plan show up, especially late into the bracket. But that is unfortunately going to be it for Drave, where he's going to be bowing out at, what is that, second, third, fourth, is tied 7th? I don't know, counting is difficult.
No, that should be tied 5th.
1, 2... Oh, right, this is through...
Oh, no, or is that just top 8 there? No, it's 7th, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
That is making it into top 8, because going for...
I promise we are adults. We can count to 10.
Can we though?
Don't put me on the spot right now, man.
No. It was 5th. Like, from now, High Axel and Shakes, they would play for the 4th place finish. Then one of them goes into losers finals. They play for the 3rd place finish, and then the 1st and 2nd, right? So right now, we're gonna see who plays for at least the 2nd place finish, as we're gonna get Ignis versus German in the winners finals, being our first of 3 of the evening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I visualized the bracket in my head incorrectly. You are correct.
But Chalong's also not helping you by naming it completely different than what everyone is used to.
I don't want to think about it. But yeah, we are going to be going to our winner's side match between Ignis and German. And since we find ourselves in it is winners finals. God, challenge. It's calling it so much fun. But yeah, because it is winners finals, it does mean that we got ourselves a nice little 1-3 set, which is going to give them both a little bit more time to look at the game and figure out what they want to do. But while we wait for them to prepare, let's take a quick look at the challenge. We still got 22 codes. What's going on, guys? I see the same person claim the code 3 times. Are we going to be in trouble?
Did they claim a code 3 times?
Yes.
What? How?
Yeah, that's trouble. Those will be deleted.
Yeah.
And we won't advance
don't do
as
that.
fast into the next level.
Yeah, guys, don't do that.
don't mess with the funny code claims. Try to keep it to 1 per person.
We worked quite hard to make sure we got that button. We don't want to lose it.
Alrighty, Ignis or German versus Ignis here. We can see that Ignis just tries, or sorry, German's trying to take to the sky here to avoid a lot of what Ignis is looking for. We do have some pretty good buttons, or more so specials really, from German's side to try and challenge. But right now, just trying to play around the projectiles, making sure that wherever Ignis is, the path is not clear for him to just operate.
Mm-hmm. Like both characters play the type of character. Like both characters can basically completely deny anything the other. Once they get their stuff rolling. But obviously, Arcune is just a more extreme example of that. And the thing is, though, if you don't got Gain Art, or if you don't have Overdrive for stuff like Riser, Teleport, it can be pretty rough for Izuyoi because her DP is doesn't go that far horizontally.
Yeah. Oh no. I don't know what he's looking
dash
for
block
with
attempt.
that. Yeah, it's an unfortunate one here because really that's the last thing you want to do is be making mistakes like that into Arcune, especially Ignis's Arcune, because you're now stuck into the Blenderize. Not the crazy amount of damage, but he's constantly finding his resets as well as being burst safe through it all. And that with that 2C is able to just kill enough time to wait out the curse lockout, to build up once more, and put you in this game-winning situation.
Yeah. Oh, managed to luck out, but not gonna be able to repeat that as Ignis converts another bug into a kill as he takes the quick first game over German.
Well, back to character select is very unhappy with how that one turned out. Is Celica, question mark, unbenching the Ragna? Or maybe just taking a moment to think?
It is an interesting one. Like, I don't know how much you like the Izuyoi Arcune matchup as the Izuyoi player, because it does seem like you need hits to get rolling and you need to mix right after, and it's like your damage is not that high. You need multiple hits.
I feel like you could chance around the misfinders a little bit, right? Because anything that covers Fubuki, like the range that Fubuki would, right, is
that
solid into Arcune.
Yeah, the thing is though, Arcune can definitely just hover outside of that range and then, like, pop you with a debug. I can see that being a problem. Oh, unfortunately, it manages to work out. Not the back of a punish, but gets hit right after, which means you are cursed now as Celica. You do have an armored DP, but it's not that good. And he did try something. We heard a little bit of a sound effect there.
I mean, especially with the bugs out, right? Like, the ability to just throw out multiple hits where you might not be able to transition into the active frames from the armor can cause a problem for these type of characters. But there it is, once again, the 2C. First hit RC, being able to get that full curse conversion, and...
The connection is staying together? We resync?
You know what? I'm surprised that Ignis managed to get that combo through all that. He's molded by the lag.
Like I was paying so much attention to what he was doing in like when invisible. I saw him take to the skies, and by the time I see what's going on, he's doing 2B. It's like, it's so difficult to block.
It very much is. Like, the main thing you want to do in Arcune, if you can find windows to go for it, is to try and jump block him. So anytime you can make sure that he doesn't get any of his high lows going, especially with the bugs out, you're going to be in a really good spot.
For sure. Right, chance to represent stuff with the Rekkas.
Oh, good recognition there, and what a slam. Can he make the conversion count? Does end up swapping himself into the corner, and a big fatal catches Ignis trying something there through the stagger pressure, and once more the overhead comes flying. Quick little burst save default route there into the afterburner loops.
Eesh.
Yeah,
that's open overhead.
It's still going.
Yeah, and like a very quick reset, like you're just not ready for the combo to suddenly end, but it just does. And yeah, finally taking around this German. Uh-oh. Oh, we're back.
A little choppy, but it seems to be stable for the most part. It's just one of those pains of playing in an online bracket, right? You just gotta put up with it, and it's all the more reason to attend your offlines. But right now, German keeping Ignis trapped in the corner, doesn't quite find the finish just yet. We see the OD pop, brief window of curse being applied, trying to litter the screen with bugs to at least force German into a block. I don't know why I thought High Axel.
Yeah, but meanwhile, German, like completely like ironclad defense, manages to block out the entire curse sequence without getting opened up. And now his reward for that is even gonna get out, and also cash in this nice little 4K on Ignis. Where's the recovery?
Yes, and
And OD is gonna come back. He's gonna be able to lock out the burst. Not gonna even need it as he rides into the super, and German with a quick reversal. That's up the game count.
definitely a solid moment of momentum that he's able to demonstrate there with the Celica. I do hope the connection isn't playing too much into the success here, but because
right.
you know, like on one hand, Ignis is known to have quite a solid defense, being able to block out a lot of these overheads, but it just may also be the fact of like how often do you get to play against Celica where you're familiar with what her overhead looks like. So it may also just be sort of a matchup gap that German is able to capitalize on here to get some really big openers and just dish out a ton of damage.
It's not even like necessarily like even the animation of the overhead. It's more so like just not being familiar with the recovery of it. Like so many times they just do, like you just tech through an overhead and you think you can do something, but like they're actually plus in there. Like at the end of these combos. Tries to OD through the overhead, but a little bit too slow. But we do get the funny 6A overhead.
Mm-hmm. That's a simple little combo, opt to go for the heal ender there. RC, the patience, but as I say it, there comes this frame trap into the fatal starter. Going to be a grip of damage being dealt here. Thankfully, not enough meter being built for the kill just yet. So Ignis with one last chance does go for the Waking Super, and we see the bait into just a very simple finish. 5B into the tackle.
Yeah, very good recognition from German of how to punish that. He did not block the super, which means it had quite a wide hitbox right around Orikune. So he knew not to accidentally run into it, because that is a knowledge check you learn the hard way. Oh, punish the teleport. Ah, it goes back!
Bye-bye.
I hate this character.
Listen, BlazBlue is one of those games where you do have to just sit down, study the dust loop, and understand what options are at your opponent's character's disposal, right? And with these teleports, you need to be familiar with every variant he has and where he ends up on.
Look, it's so funny because usually, because I did actually lab it, like if you see him walking at you, the correct punish is the IED. And that's what he did, but it was from behind, so we went behind them.
Say bye-bye.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely done. Yeah, one of the things that Celica has is that Murokumo-like backdash, right? Covering a lot of horizontal distance, which allows him to get away from some of the crazier setups that Ignis has at Arakune's disposal, right? That 5C, being able to jump cancel into then quick overheads is very scary.
Also, it being grounded is probably a benefit in this matchup, because Arcune needs to be quite close in order to route into his launchers.
Mm-hmm.
So being able, or like, spend meter. So, not being an airborne during the backdash means that he doesn't have any easy access to his full curse.
Right. There's definitely something going on with Ignis' defense. Good block on the overhead, but yeah, you talk about that grounded hit in the distance. Unfortunately, not able to get that 5C to connect there. But now, just trying to use the spider to get a bit of curse generated on block. Needs to find that one last touch here to then run the situation completely in his favor. We've seen how hard it is for people to break away from the Arukune bug pressure, and especially going for German as well. A lot of meter spent on CTs, blocks the overhead, but not the low. And there's yet another overhead. This should be the conversion with a lot of curse gauge available. He might just be able to finish this out. At the very least, the timer is starting to run out.
Oh no, the roll gets caught. The effects of the curse cloud completely preventing any movement from the roll. And that's gonna be Ignis taking the second game, taking the lead, but pretty sure this is only the second one, right? Yeah,
Oh,
so
this is his second win, yeah.
Yeah, so but because this is a first to 3, German does still have one more chance.
Oh, did
Wait,
you forget?
we're winners, right?
We are winners. I think somebody forgot.
Oh my god, I was so scared. Because as soon as I saw them go back to the lobby, I was like, oh no, 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 no.
Unless, because they're both still in the lobby. I don't know if they have. I'm trying to see where is the tournament chat in the server, if in case they're happening to discuss something.
Ignis asking for a connection check.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Oh, fine. I'm up.
Give the con check, I beg. I figured something was up because I know Ignis doesn't want to struggle too much around overheads, and it definitely felt like the situation was a little bit too painful for comfort.
Yeah, Silica's overheads, they are a bit deceptive, but I feel like once you know what they look like, you should be fine. But yeah, well, let's take a quick look, and we'll see how it goes. Vibes-based investigations once again. While we're busy doing that, we can talk a little bit about that match. We still got what 20-something codes left.
Yeah, it's moving along quite nicely there, despite the small little oopsie with was it Cersus claiming three codes by.
Well, let's just pretend that didn't happen. But
I mean, I'll explain it at the very least because Cersus did also clarify that it wasn't his intention, but he was limit testing a bit, where it works off an honor system because as anybody knows, there are definitely multiple ways to sign into the Matcherino, which means you can use one of your many accounts to get in there. It doesn't really check to see what that account is, and if there's an existing person under that, it just goes like, oh, this is a Google account, this is a something else account. So you're able to technically claim more codes than one. This is against the TOS. Do not do this.
yeah,
This is I think there's a limit to how often we get forgiven, but if there's a consistent case of a person claiming multiple codes in a singular Matcherino, the Matcherino cops will come for us. So one account, one person, one code. That's the ground rule. You can definitely share it with your friends and whatnot. That's fine. Just don't sign into multiple accounts and get multiple codes for yourself.
Yeah, we beg you.
Yeah. So, barring the couple extra codes, we are still moving on quite nicely with these code claims. So thank you everybody who has stuck it out so far. We are over halfway, which is definitely, I think even despite the fake code claims, we're still over halfway. So we're moving on quite nicely here. And there's a little bit left in the bracket, so don't be shy. We still have more viewers than codes remaining, so we can definitely get that sorted, I believe.
It actually seems fine with both. Garmin is obviously a little bit further away from me, but it seems fine. So I think it's just the connection between them two.
Yeah, it's just stutters. The unfortunate instability of online BlazBlue, which I guess is as good a time as any as well to show offlines. So for anybody that has their locals, do attend those. Try to get a BlazBlue scene running if there isn't one in your country. And other than that, if you just need some more BlazBlue action, Hessen Crash has announced that they will be doing. Oh, what's up?
There was a little bit of a spike, but I don't know if that's some Ultra 4ing or whatever happened, but
It could always be jitter that creates some like uncomfortable spikes where things do blow up from time to time. But anyways, as I was saying, Hessen Crash has confirmed its BlazBlue community bracket.
let's go.
It's gonna be a bit up in the air whether or not it'll be streamed. As for the knowers, I provided the whole stream last time. I'm not doing that again because I am focusing on commentary. But maybe somebody else will step up to the plate and we'll be able to get that streamed. Because I think one of the cool benefits of Hessen Crash is that it's in the area for G's to attend. So it's one of the rare moments we actually get to see G's play, and Mick as well. Nemo Smacks, if I'm not mistaken, has also been signed up for that. So do not hesitate. Definitely come down to Hessen Crash and have a grand old time.
We don't have that many Germans active now that I think about it, right? A lot of them have been the ones you mentioned, like what else? Don Weepo is obviously I think like the most active German that I could. He is German, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is.
For a second.
He moved a while back, so I don't know if that's had caused him not to have the most stable connection. I think he mentioned something like that him moving would mean that he can't really play online anymore. Although I might be just saying something out of my ass here. But yeah, Mick, we don't see online. Jeez, Jeez we've seen from time to time, but he seems to be out of shape for BlazBlue.
Yeah, I mean, is Mick even active? I think Mick has been playing mostly just Granblue. Last I seen him, and that was 3
That's
years
what I
ago.
understand. Yeah, that's what I understand. Mick is definitely on the latest thing, but if there is a German BlazBlue bracket, he'll try to attend.
Oh, I see. That's cool. Not that many active 9 players that we got, though we did see Desily earlier.
Definitely, there you go. There another German.
Hmm.
All right. After a brief investigation of the connection quality, we're gonna chalk this one up to just being just one of those things where you know, you just put up with it with online BlazBlue. So both of these players understanding the assignment are gonna do what they can to either bring it to a final game or Ignis closes it out for the grand finals. But here with the first significant touch, it's gonna be German already dealing good afterburner damage.
Yeah, anytime Felix can route into that, it's pretty good damage. I don't quite understand why, but like that's the pattern that we see. Oh, it just backdashing out of all these bugs. What's the negative penalty?
I have to actually. Does CF have unique negative penalties?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it does. So characters like Tager has a very high negative penalty resistance, and characters like Rachel have a very low negative penalty resistance.
I guess Celica is somewhere higher in there.
I mean, she is a rushdown character. I guess that gives her higher.
Yeah, maybe. There we go. No burst available though for German, but nevertheless, Ignis is on that last bit of health here and sees the crush trigger and goes like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go for this Exceed Excel. That's the other thing with the Arcune 2C. It's very weird to actually take your turn against it.
2C is the shark, right? I mean, isn't it usually like, unless it's space, it's minus? Like, punishable minus?
Like, it's already like you're saying, like, if it's space, it's just a very strange advancing move. You consider, like, other moves of the sort, which is, like, Susanoo Ground Viper comes to mind. That move is definitely very punishable if you just block it out.
Well, you say that. Apparently, if you barrier, like, one of the last hits, or you didn't IB it, then, like, Azure cannot 3C it, and I'm sad.
Okay, but 3C is, like, some kind of insane greed instead of just going for 5B.
It's minus 15, sir!
Just pressure
It's
5B.
minus 15, and I'm using my and I'm using my 15 frame move.
Okay, you're riding on the edge of perfection there. Nevertheless, Gerben here in a really good spot, has a significant life lead, but though Ignis is ready with these throw techs, doing great. He's gone through great effort to not let the slander video define him anymore.
Yeah, that's it though. Thanks to these couple of hits, he does have a little bit of curse built up. He's trying to get it for free, but if anything goes sour, he can just pop OD. Won't need it though. Yeah, we're seeing the game plan from German is just let him get grounded and start slamming backdash.
We can also see that Ignis is very familiar with a plethora of means to utilize curse, right? So not single-minded with the application, and in that case was able to just completely chase German to the other side of the screen and even get him to use that overdrive at the very end there. So now on set point with burst available, Ignis has a really solid go at it to just close things out right here. Goes for the OD pop, tries to go for the Exceed Excel straight away, and there it is. The 2B anti-air, a very low profile normal, able to slip under most jump-ins.
Yeah, I guess it's become so tiny, and it's such a weird one too, because like Arcune is nothing but weird. Like, it's like a weird 3C, a weird 2B. His 5C is weird. His air dash is weird. But yeah, that 2B actually like allowing him to low profile a lot of anti-airs. And yeah, that DP ain't gonna work out as Ignis takes the third game and secures himself a nice little winner's side spot in grand finals, guaranteeing at least a top second place finish. Yeah.
It's a missed opportunity you had there describing Arcune, where you could just been like, his normals, whack. His pressure, whack. His movement, whack. Me, I'm just
Damn it, I'm never gonna live that down.
You just gotta be terminally online for these great commentary moments. Remember ancient memes. But yeah,
wait, that's not ancient, is it? I'm not that old.
It's I think it's a pre-2020, isn't it? Or like it might just be around a good 3 years ago.
Maybe my exposure to it was just a bit later than normal. But
maybe.
Yeah. With that, so that yeah, that's Ignis going to be moving on to winner's side grand finals. German is going to be waiting to play against the winner of our next match between Hyaxel and Chikes. I almost thought that this is not the first time they met today, but no, it is. It is. They've met before, obviously, in bracket, but okay.
Yeah,
We're almost there.
we're almost at the end there. This is seed 6, seed 7.
Oh god.
But we'll see how
you guys.
we'll see how Chakes handles this, because a lot of players who are comfortable with some longer range normals have been struggling into just how often Hyaxel likes to press his drive, right? The drive merchant himself, where he's able to get these explosions and completely steal away the range that you assumed that you had, and then convert into some really big damage and scary pressure. At the same time, right, having the whiff cancelable DP does mean that Chakes can get away with some more aggressive defensive play, trying to play a little bit more actively. Although I think it just kind of all crumbles if the 2D DP baits for Hyaxel with that explosion clip him at the very end.
It might depend, because like, you know, Tsubaki, she hovers when she does the air fireball, so he might be able to try use it as a ghetto air stall if he notices these reversals being DP'd. But like, I think her reversal is also a projectile, so she doesn't experience any block stun.
Oh, is that so?
I think so. I
It
might be
definitely, yeah, definitely not. It being more projectile based does allow for interesting block interactions, right? Like Susanoo being one of those characters with the projectile DP is able to do some really insane things on block DP RC because of the fact that he just doesn't get pushed back to, away, whereas other characters usually have to like microdash to try something.
Yeah, we have seen it. It is theoretically possible for Tsubaki to do DPRC into a fuzzy. That's great.
Okay, no, it is a body property, so it doesn't. I think it just happens so fast, and she moves up diagonally forward that it looks like she doesn't get pushed away. But no, it's definitely a body in Vuln 1. And of course, that would make sense, actually, because we did see Drave actually baited out with a 3C from Makoto, which is body in Vuln.
I mean, you could have moves be both body and projectile, but fair enough. And Hyaxel not wanting the bank. He does have a Mai. He has been working on her. You know, just a couple of like, yo, let me just like stick around, throw some spears, dive around. I think it does play into his playstyle, but you know, he is giving up reversal options that Bank could have. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, Mai isn't without reversals entirely. She does have that, the air quotes DP, right? You do have to get through the initial active frames of the dash before you can go into the DP. But as it stands, this thing's looking pretty good here for Hyaxel. Just dancing around. Life lead means that he can kind of cool down and play from a distance around the drive spears. And what a bait to go with it as well.
Yeah, thinking like on paper, like nothing Mai can do can get her out of a save jump or a meaty 5A.
That's true. Well, meaty 5A that hits crouchers.
Yes. Oh, Ragnar is crying.
Well, Ragnar and a bunch of characters actually who have been delegated to the anti-air 5A territory, where they instead have to do either a hard call out or just press 5B and route from there.
I think it might just be like a 5B and route into like rebuys and stuff. Oh, nice little throw reset.
Oh, Optimals as well.
The Optimals being 5AAA.
I don't know why that doesn't have SMP and why the 5A isn't like scaling this to. It might just be one of those things where
it's not a special. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the special part is not what surprises me. It's more the fact that I think it does so much damage that all those 5As you're routing through it just don't really matter too much to the damage.
Oh my god, the delay on the JCC, then that nice little counter hit for Chikes as he finds himself in active flow. And the catch on the roll. He's gonna be able to build a meter. Oh no! Okay. Got scared there for a moment.
It's kind of unfortunate that everyone in chat is getting hype about the Hyaxel play, but that was like 3 horrible defensive callouts back to back that let Shakes win the round.
Oh, quick reset into the overhead. No stocks and no problems. Give me the 3K.
Just gonna go for the burst there. Needs to make something happen, but Jakes has played these games before. My after burst is at the right position to get the tipper B dash to get the guard crush and combo from it, and just swing out your body invuln, have them fly into it, and get yourself a clean punish. And especially with that 2 a.m. mash after there, Jakes' routing is just phenomenal on pressure.
Let me check something. Is that really frame 1?
The body invuln?
Yeah, the sword.
Mm,
Because I'm surprised, because usually that unless you delay tech through it, that the BKB Yuri should be a meaty. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Frame 6 on the frame 9 or frame 6 on the D version. Interesting.
I don't think it's I don't think you're in a meaty per se. I think it's just more like the spacing is perfect, and if you try anything, you kind of just get blown up for it. So respect it is more so what's happening.
Fair play, fair play. Tries to like disrespect the overdrive, and honestly, smart move. You don't want to give them like a free out, so you will want to challenge it every now and then, especially if they're not all you're gonna eat as an EA.
It's a painful situation having your overdrive just run while holding this combo, and somehow being in a position to just slip on by, get the punish before the dive kick comes out, as well as getting a counter hit punish here. That should be the kill here, as High Axel puts 1 round on the board.
Alright, the might be showing some teeth. Oh,
Yeah, nice.
Good challenge. You were not plus enough there, sir.
Yeah, and especially like with not canceling the follow-up hit into a flip or whatnot, that you just fall down to the ground. I think you have a bit of landing recovery to it. That means that whatever you're trying afterwards does get delayed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that landing recovery, you can definitely feel it.
Oh,
The air reset with the 5cc, and again, the dive kick just whiffs completely.
Okay, going for the counter assault here after the IB, but dive straight into it. You mentioned it earlier with the static projectiles just being so strong, and especially against Mai's dive kick, which can be a really oppressive tool that you do have to have some very specific answers to make sure that she doesn't dominate the neutral with it. Has her just falling straight into it and then to death.
Yeah, for sure. That was such a nice little placing. Like, I found a little bit of space to breathe, set it out. If they respect it, let me just charge up. Just a very solid game plan.
Mm-hmm. But
The
yeah,
stagger on the TC.
For the uninformed when dealing with Mai is you want to try and jump block the spear dive if she charges it.
Or at the very least, IB the shockwave. At least then you're 0.
Yeah. Unless it's the A version.
The A version is a cryptid. I do not understand how that thing works.
I mean, that one is just +5. That's how it works.
I've had it be plus when I air blocked it.
Oh well, you're getting hit by the shockwave a little. Like you're air blocking it a little too low to the ground, sadly. Here, look at this pressure. We see a lot of IBBs and barrier usage just to create a little bit of space. Ultimately, it does pan out here for High Axel, getting a beautiful JC counter combo, but rolls out of the corner. Jakes now does get caught out by the DP portion, right? The projectile not covering for the safety enough. The DP, but there's the A dive.
Yeah, there was that C dive through the fireball that you mentioned earlier. Just like when you do have the space to breathe, it is a very good reactive option to represent. Bananas out.
Invuln. Not able to get the full conversion. Bursts him into the corner, baits out the DP, but you have those whiff cancels. Trying to see if you can barrier block him into the projectile, but the spacing enough to just be able to get High Axel to commit to the backflips and answer with a big DP.
We're at 2 games for Chikes. That should be it. Yeah, it loses semis.
Does it?
Oh, I think the challenge was slightly misinputted. We have High Axel moving on in that one. That'll be fixed up soon.
Yeah, it should be German versus Chakes now, which is
it's
a classic. But man, High Axel making a very, very deep run. Great improvement from where I remember he used to be, which is, you know, he was the slop bang where you just see him play constantly around drive, and it was very, you know, there's some very simple answers to dealing with him, but now really shaped it up, and also just having a very dangerous Mai in the back pocket to push somebody like Chakes to the distance as well is impressive stuff.
I know it's our job to gas these people up, but
What are you getting at?
What do you mean? Like you're trying to say like it doesn't play around drive? He totally does.
No. He still plays around drive. I'm saying he used to slop around it. Now there's
know
more
what? Okay,
aspects to his
no.
bang. It's just also got clean conversions. There's general good sense of running pressure, and you know, he's just finding strengths in situations where drive just happens to work really well, and you know, it's very much like somebody who likes to use DP a lot through defense, where it creates very awkward RPSs because now you've represented this a tool that can completely reverse situations that the opponent is very happy to use. Are you willing to call it out? And when they start getting to see that you are, they can even start taking illegal turns because you're looking to block a DP.
Yeah. No, that is for sure. I've been victim of such tries before. It is a really frustrating to wrap your head around sometimes because you have to adjust. But that is gonna be enough Celica for German as he goes straight back to Izayoi. And as we got Tsubaki fighting her enhanced self.
Yeah. I mean, no, technically it's was it Izayoi is different because it's like the armament that takes over?
Is it? I think it's
I
still like fully like it's still Tsubaki on the wheel.
Maybe.
Look, man,
I thought it might be something like
it's been a good like 9 years since I've seen the story.
Yeah, that. I mean, I felt like it could be the power of order that consumes Jin and makes him go crazy for Ragnar.
No, I think it's just like unsealing the book or whatever. Ooh. Alright. Chuck's ended up with the advantage of beginning, but that's like, every single good character got something cheap about him, and in Izayoi's case is a teleporting overdrive.
Yep. Oh my god.
Well, ready to convert that as well. The whiff cancel fireball going the wrong way and managing to get in before it actually becomes a problem.
I'm surprised that German was able to just completely blitz Shakes, that all the cross-ups and auto corrections ended up missing. But man, what an insane conversion there as well from that JC hitting from behind and still getting that dash JA. And now just uninstalling here, looking to generate a little bit more pips. I would have imagined at the health total that Shakes is at, you just stay in gain arts. You may not get a whole lot of conversions, but nevertheless, right, you can threaten those resets with the dash overheads.
Mm-hmm. That said, though, like, you know, Chikes did get a decent hit, but he missed up with the jump air. But the overhead reset almost gets him the hit that he needs, but German betting it with the mash out. Ends up taking the first round.
Oh, backing away. Barely able to block that cross up there. Kind of anti-air. I mean, at the same time, having your specials be blocked is not ideal, but it's definitely a good start because you're already at 2 bits, even though you may not have gotten the conversions. But pops to OD, the patience, waiting it out. And even if you're holding this combo right, it's still some passive generation that you're building. So next time German finds a few hits or a moment to go into gain arts, he is ready.
Yeah, and Tsubaki is so difficult to challenge when you OD her pressure just because of all the whiff cancel that she has available. Good block and a cross-up overhead. Yeah, now just spending all these fits to extend pressure. Guess the JC. This is gonna be a good amount of damage.
Very expensive pressure that German ran there, right? Just down to the 2 bits, and Jakes is about half HP here. So either he's going to have to be comfortable going for the gain arts without any bits left, or he's going to have to find himself a really good conversion to close things out with. And as it stands, right, that 2A start is not exactly what he's looking for. Trying to fish for that reset air throw there, and I'm surprised to see the aggressive burst considering that maybe you could have gone for the OD pop to close things out there, but a few more stocks to play with is going to put him in a comfortable position to be able to just sling out those triple projectiles and the teleports right behind it.
Yes, sir. On the cross up, on the JC, gonna be letting German take the first game. Alright, alright. This is back to the first to 3, so you know both players can take a little bit more time to figure each other out. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. I feel like these people play each other all the time.
Could very much be the case here, but Yeah, German is making it very difficult for Chakes to really get started here, especially where he's willing to OD. He's had some really good DPs connect there to just give him the reprieve he needs, as well as those 2 extra bits he gets from actually landing it.
Oh, commits into the low misfinder, but just dash up misfinder. All right.
Hey, it's all right. Like, there's definitely some optimals you can get going with Izayoi to get a lot of bits generated, but if you get these stray hits to connect, not only is it pretty good damage, but also just a ton of bits. But Chakes has had enough, goes for the DP there on the mix-up, and we see the start, but able to just cancel it out with the
She
teleport.
can overdrive. She can do that on whiff.
Ain't it hype?
We
This
love
guy
whiff cancels. Alright, this decent amount of damage and active low on the side of Chikes is going to be getting that overdrive back soon.
Oh,
It's the hard overdrive with the Mugen. Not going to be able to get the burst in time. So much
Alright.
damage.
but I think he's just gonna. No, actually lets it go. Finds an opening, gets the burst out of Chakes as well, and there comes the bananas.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
and punish the CA. Gets another chance at it. 1 pip available in Gain Arts. He gets the 5A.
I think that might have been a misinputted DP there by Chakes, unfortunately. So
It's hard to say. There was basically no time at all to see the start of anything. Alright. Time a little bit combo with the staircase. Dash DP, alright.
just that 1 extra frame you don't need. Because that's the main risky run of dash up DP, right? Is like you sacrifice the frame 1 invuln into just having that 1 frame of dash animation.
I thought you can do 0 frame dashes on Wake Up.
I mean, you still have to be in the dash animation.
I mean, it's just the dash momentum that you want, right?
Yeah, but the like to get the momentum, you need to go into the dash state, which like at the minimum is going to be 1 frame.
Okay. Right, both players just kind of dashing around, like putting projectiles out, and Chikes with another Mugen confirm decides to pop it despite the burst available for German, probably expecting no use on being a roundup, and ends up being the correct call. Alright.
Chat's correcting me. Apparently on Wake Up you can get the 0 frame dash. That's cool.
Yeah.
Naoto's rejoice.
Now the NDP on Wake Up is a fun thing to deal with.
Version here down to 3 pips though, so has to really make these count. Has to rely significantly on this triangle dash to find openings. Does convert off of the DP, but yeah, has to spend to get the knockdowns going, and going back into regular stance does find a few hits with these projectiles on block, sadly. And nevertheless, Chakes is just going to brute force his way out here, dealing quite a bit of damage. This is how you do pain.
Yeah, for sure. Tsubaki has no shortage of it. And with the 3 stocks and the meter available, I think might be able to see another Mugen confirm. Doesn't want to risk it thanks to the overdrive. Oh, just a meaty projectile!
Oh, the teleport through! And the recognition on the counter hit that it provides the knockdown to alter the conversion. Chakes is still right on it, even in high pressure situations. So it's going to be 1 apiece between these two. And it is a first to 3, so there's got quite a distance for these two to play it out.
I wonder if it was just supposed to be like, you know, a hit stop OS on a save jump, but because of the side switch, it turned into a 6B. And it just happened to work out. That's like there was so much chaos in that last second. But good recognition on Chikes to like see the counter hit. That's like I know what to do, you know.
It's a hit stop side swap OS. Yeah, early burst coming out here from German. Does not want to give momentum over to Chakes. Trying to build up these pips at near maximum. Pretty safe spot to, yeah, just get the install going, and now looking for an opportunity to just cheat by neutral using the teleport with the triple projectiles to lock them down. But the whiff cancels, finding the anti-air. You can see both of them swinging options, especially Chakes trying to make this OD timer count for as much as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately, Izayoi slide not as good as Tsubaki's. Wake up Horizon, climb this?
Oh, what?
He ends up on the other side to teleport?
Yeah, he got the teleport through because it clashed, so he's able to cancel it.
Crazy. And it looks like Chike's just committed to a 60 Clash cancel. Probably not expecting the German to teleport out.
I think, if anything, he was just more so hoping that his body invuln would actually be able to blow through whatever reversal he was planning.
Oh, gets counter hit by the late sword, but another hit on the side of German. Can he route into a kill? He should be.
Really have the meter for it, so he's gonna really try to push it to the edge there. That last situation, and yeah, even though jumping, it's still gonna be a left-right.
Ooh, good little hit. Good crash confirm. Ooh, not blocking the standard overheads. You're so overloaded that you forget about things like that.
Yeah, at the very end of her toolkit, she still just has that that overhead normal, but finds a DP through the pressure here, has 5 stocks to work with here, so can start swinging quite aggressively, but then we see the immediate burst on the 5A, probably more so expecting to see an overdrive to regenerate some stocks, trying to look for the misfire anti-air, but doesn't quite hit the mark, throwing out the multi-projectiles, but Jakes has a way of just trying to slip past all of these.
I'm surprised he hadn't cashed in Mugen yet, but I guess he just wants to use the stocks for pressure.
Yeah, and keep the meter for RC and whatnot.
DP, RC, and we're in Gaynard, so we get an instant overhead off that. Rather, a fast overhead.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. The air IB.
Oh, Bananas out.
Oh,
and this just clipped low. Yeah, unfortunately just gets clipped low. Probably was maybe trying to mash a DP out. But yeah, Bananas out for the lockdown once more.
Staircase, bring it back down to the ground. Good barriers. Just gonna go for the counter assault here, but not a whole lot of barrier gauge left. But finds the air to air. Unfortunately, not the conversion, but the A mash.
And on a pixel, German manages to take the lead in the set.
Flabbergasted that Jakes didn't burst there, because there was so many 5As to get that confirm going. There was more than enough time. Maybe he caught himself reeling where he's like, what? That worked?
I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah, you are so amazed at what happened on the screen, you forget to keep playing.
Alright. Trying to make something. What a call out on the teleport with that 3C, the dictator slide, as you said.
Hey, shoutouts to M. Bison, you know. Alright, simple little combo. Just get that active flow off of the Exceeding Cell. You already got the stocks that you would generate from the overdrive. That's one of the interesting things, right? Like, Izayoi having one of the stronger overdrives simply for the fact that even if you're getting hit, you are still generating value.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with like Hawkman and all. I've got a bunch of other like resource-based ODs.
Yeah.
Oh, gets clipped low, just mixing a little bit too swish.
Yeah, very, very clean pressure there, and especially Jakes not willing to try a DP out there, was going to be victim to the magnitude of just like options available to German to run offense with the Gaynard stance here. But now Jakes in control, finds the overhead, looking for the backdash, but just barely getting clipped out by that 5A.
Just being able to convert 5A, 5B on an air hit like that fast, is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think in Tsubaki's case, you can autopilot it quite comfortably. There's some other characters I know that struggle to get that 5B to connect at certain heights.
Whoa. And that's such a cool EA.
It's up there.
Right, teleport out. Oh, the double jump securing. Okay, we got Transam.
Still have Transam.
Yeah, just burst out and they still make it work, but I'm pretty sure they just messed with the scaling.
Yeah, I think Transam is just one of those that you end up using more in combo rather than just trying to find openings and pressure.
I mean, I definitely know, I think, I don't remember, maybe it was German that was actually labbing a lot of Transam. But it is one of those like less explored tools for Izuyoi, because it's just so much potential, but it's so difficult to like make it do what you want it to do. Raw Mugen? Pause button?
Listen, we're just swinging. We're going to throw out options, but gets clipped by the teleport. The 2A, fortunately, that's a lot of scaling due to the starter and as well as how many 2As he ended up pressing. But here come the Nanners. Ends up jumping over most of it and just trying to create a little bit of space. However, you can't really make use of your life lead too easily against the likes of Tsubaki. Same goes for, well, actually more Tsubaki, because he can just charge up the stocks. And with that air throw, he's able to tie up the rounds here. So Chake's on the lifeline to tie up the set, while Gurman's going to walk away back into that grand finals to face off against Ignis.
Yeah, let's see which timeline we're on. Oh, what a beautiful sail. Oh, the B misfire. A little bit mistimed by Gurman.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
my God.
unfortunate.
Yeah, probably was not expecting the barrier there.
Or like willing to, or might have expected to get a dash out, but just maybe some slight issues, didn't get the micro dash. Nevertheless, look how safely Gurman Mayonnaise is able to just run this pressure, even through it all, able to just slip past the ODR activation. Nevertheless, Chakes finds an opening here, has a bit of resources to play with. But for now, it's going to look for the next major cash out. However,
he's got a pip.
then again, the clash!
Again! And he's building these stocks thanks to the overdrive.
Oh.
Gets the reset on the cross-up. Keeping Chikes locked down. DP does not work out.
I mean, like, the way those hits were coming out, like, sure, it was some really crazy mix, but a lot of it required A-normals to get the conversions going instead, which meant that the damage was going to really be lacking. And now, starved for resources, finds the air throw. Yeah, has to keep it short because we can threaten the burst, but there's the OD, there's the DP to risk it all, and with this OD timer, just keep on rocking for 8 whole seconds. It's going to be a whole combo that Gurman can't burst out from. Jake staying alive, going into the final game.
I think there was like so much damage on the table in Chikes. As soon as he got the hit, because they was in overdrive, he could have popped a safe Mugen in there. But there is such a thing as like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Something simple will just do the job. And yeah, good recognition, ties up the game count.
It's a brutal one because, like I said earlier, Gurman was getting some crazy hits and conversions, but a lot of the conversions required A-normals, which just...
It just makes you lose the damage race, basically.
Yeah, it's horrendous scaling.
Yeah, and even though Tsubaki, like, you know, it doesn't seem like she's doing that much. She's doing very consistent 3k, 2 to 3k damage. Defines a DP out. We're gaining.
We are gaining. Now it's a little bit of time to try and have some fun. We see some good IBs, meter generation, able to just dash away from the overhead there. Surprising. Finds a low, but immediately teleports and is completely confusing where he might end up with. But now stuck in the corner. And yeah, amazing stuff. Dash in, throw out with the throw just to, you know, create some information overload as if it might be an overhead and just go into the low instead.
Ooh. Does not commit to the dive after, probably gonna because he ran out of stocks, but gets clipped overhead. This is not gonna be that much damage, but Gurman is out of stocks. He has to make something happen. He has to find a way to uninstall.
Oh, did he hope to teleport behind or something? I don't know what the plan there was, but nevertheless, able to survive for the time being, has 100 meters to play with. Decides to install and uninstall, just using it to air stall in just around, looking to avoid, because especially with the 2 stocks that Chakes has, it can be quite scary with swinging out in neutral.
Man, I thought you were gonna go start busting out bars there, you know.
For me, unfortunately not. I'm just a meme thief.
Right. Again, with a nice little confirm, gonna be going on to set point over Chikes to see who gets going into grand finals to face off against Ignis.
That's definitely something that I can appreciate from Gurman's plays, to quickly go into the gain art stance, because at one point you might just consider like, okay, let me just farm up pips with these projectiles, but you know, there's a window where Chase can instead just decide like, okay, I'm also going to charge up my stock, so just to keep the heat on, the pressure running, will commit to gain arts early, and just like that, able to find another opening. The health pool is starting to run low. When will Chase decide to burst? It's going to be the final pixel. Definitely was looking to ODR as late as possible. And now, any last touch will do the trick.
Right, buys himself a mix-up, but just patient. Nice air throw! No stocks though, so that'll be limited on damage. But he does manage to get him corner and buys him some meter.
Oh, Might be a little DP misinput, but nevertheless gets himself out of the corner, baits the super, doesn't get a punish, but nevertheless is in a prime position with that gain ice to get that quick overhead that's also difficult to block. Gurman is going to close it out 3-2, moving on into the grand finals for that rematch against Ignis.
Now the question is it back on the Celica? What do you think?
I think so. Like with how successfully it went the last time around, I can imagine the Celica coming out, like pushing Ignis to the limits, because it was 3-2 if I was not mistaken.
Yeah, but how much of that Celica game was overheads not being answered?
A lot of it, which is going to be a question of like, okay, is there going to be a connection issue? Is that something that Ignis is going to be looking out for? Because that was definitely the biggest boon for Gurman in that set, was the fact that these like enhanced overheads as well, right? Like the green health that he was able to utilize in it, was able to just get openings and into insane conversions with these afterburner loops.
I mean, that's usually like the main reason people not downplay, but they look down on Celica, is because for her to like start having like any proper like conversions and threat, she needs to lose health, and she cannot lose health by herself. So against characters where they get one hit and they win, and you need to get a hit to get going, it's like it's not a winning combination.
Yeah, definitely not the most favorable, but I feel like there's also other issues in her kit that keeps her rated lower, because definitely if it's about the matchup spread where, okay, in the game where there are characters present, like you said, that get that one touch and you just blenderize it for the rest of life, that could pose a problem that by the time you get to play it's already the next round and you're full health to not be able to get your enhancers. I think those characters are typically far in between, right? Like off the top of my head, we're talking about like the absolute top tiers, like Rachel, Carl, Izanami, and then you got some other characters that have their sort of puppet functions where they're able to keep extended pressure, right? Keep you locked down for longer periods of time. Talking the Raelius, looking at Lychee, even the Arakune, right? Like we definitely seen.
I would say Arakune falls into that camp. I was waiting for you to mention him.
Yeah. I think he falls a little bit more under the puppet function, because there's stuff as well where he is trying to play out in neutral. There may not be a lot of specials, but he can throw some out that can do a bit of chip damage, which gives you that threshold to get that little bit of green health, even though you may not be able to see it. But things like Carl, for example, just can go into a whole lot of non-interaction into putting you under pressure and then just looping unblockables.
Yeah, that is definitely a matchup. It's just like, bruh, it's Doom. Like it's not even like you get one touch and you lose. You get put in a block string, you sometimes just lose.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad that Tautumon retired, because we could have sent him to NA for real and watch Excal Trust.
Damn. I mean, I know I haven't seen him in a long time, but damn, I did not realize he actually like proper retired. Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Retired. It's not like, oh, I retired from Blaze, but he retired fighting games, period.
Damn it. I remember he had signed up for Outplay like last year. I was like looking forward to seeing it. It's just like it just never came to be.
Work it out. It's life stuff caught up to him. So, yeah, for his reasoning, he had 10 years of fighting games. He felt like he's seen it all. He's had a really good run and solid performances. Got what he wanted out of it, and it's time to move on to the next endeavor.
That's fair. I put big respect on people like prioritizing like IRL stuff, because you only got one, and you better sort out anything that happens.
Exactly. Spend it all on Bbeuobi, baby. Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Just spend it all, throw it all into the pot, and then give it the top.
Bbeuobi Centrifiction 2.0. Let it ride.
They're talking about what? They're gonna talk about like hiring Mori again. Let it ride.
Alrighty, so yeah, there it is. Straight away, Gurman going to the Celica, considering how well it went in the winners finals. So only a matter to see if he can repeat what happened last time, or was it a lightning in a bottle type moment?
Well, we'll see.
Both the two most literate characters in the game.
When you say it like that, down, right? Reli's got nothing on it.
Truly.
Celica reads a map, bro.
Exactly.
What
There
did
you go.
Reli's read? Nothing.
He's blind. You can only see the shape of souls. Anyways, first hit. German understanding the threat that is a singular touch from Arcune, let alone Ignis Arcune, right? Going for the instant burst, but nevertheless, still stuck into the curse situation. Gets the dive kick that teleports him into the corner for that quick cross up into just a bit of damage. One last mix up, does find an opening. However, is going to be locked out for the curse for the time being, so has to find another way to get the kill. But, you know, with the meter he has, makes a little bit of an accident, but nevertheless, finds the touch that he's looking for.
Yeah, I wonder what that spider was for. Maybe that was definitely a misinput, I
I think
think.
it might have
But...
been a super misinfo, but like,
It-
to get
it do-
down like that?
Alright, big chillin'. Counter hit JB, we chillin'.
I mean, it's really smart. He briefly walked forward to fake out the
The teleport. I hate this character. I'm not biased, I promise. Nice OD, see? Okay, there was a real teleport that time, and he actually capitalizes on it.
You know, to touch on that, I think like it's normal to hate Arcune. The character's designed for that, and like Arcune players play it knowing this.
I mean,
So don't feel bad
play-
to just say it with your chest.
unironically, knowing when people are tilting is a very strong skill, because you can understand the shifts in their game plan.
Oh, for sure.
That's an A button, so we're safe. But unfortunately, curse comes for us all. That was a lot of curse buildup from the neutral.
You know what? It's the crazy thing as well. Oh, I think he was blocking it. Punish?
Yeah, and punish with the
look at
2C. I was certain that was going to be a recurse, but I guess not. Gavin getting another choice in life, trying to make something happen with these dive kicks.
Oh, nicely done. Yeah, Air IB able to come down with a falling normal. German having to burst here just to try and stay alive. Finds an opening. I think should be able to get the kill here. Very clutch at the end, but still, it's going to be another round that they have to play out, and German has 0 burst gauge.
Yeah, and Celica, a 10k health character, she just melts. Oh, you do not want to run into those, especially with that curse cloud out.
Yeah, that was a lot of curse build-up. That's going to be the type of hit that you're not going to see Arcunes really build up curse from, but thanks to the curse cloud, right, it's down to just one, or I think 1 or 2 curse hits. How?
Pretty sure one belt bug will be enough.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
5C letting him down once again.
Yeah, Arcune, one of those characters you have to find alternatives to anti-air with, but you know, just deciding to pop the OD, get the force curse activation. You can see just the absolute nightmare he makes it for German to try and move around on the screen, and with that overhead, he's within or outside of the curse lockout point. So now he can completely just steamroll, possibly just finish the game right here, right now. The burst is going back up available.
Yeah, but he did build 50 meter, but could not route into the laser quite fast enough. One more chance for German. He's been here before.
Oh, is that like a dive kick?
He misses the dash A. That is unfortunate. Ignis bets it with the laser and it works out. Oof.
The scary part about Arcune OD, that's like, usually there's this like very simple RPS with a lot of characters where it's like, okay, will they exceed Excel or will they mash? And then you kind of play the block, or like, and then they end up blocking and whatnot. But for Arcune, who gets to forcibly go into curse, right, he can quickly press a few buttons and then barrier up, and the bugs will take care of playing out the RPS for him.
Yeah, I wonder, can he like do a button and then carry a barrier and the bug will still come out?
I mean, him going into barrier is 2 bugs.
Oh, I see. That's nasty.
Yeah. You still have to release the buttons, but you just, you know, you tap them really quick and you just flash a barrier. It's all good.
Well, you cursed. You got the curse cloud on you. Actually, the late tech to. Oh no! Was that a CA attempt that turned into a CT?
Could be. But I like that from Ignis, right? The curse had expired, but he just uses the bell bug all the same and just stays at that range that he can't really be thrown. And I think the bell bug does expire if you end up getting him to block it, but you know, he's just looking for any response, and at some point the bell bug is going to come down and just force you to block out what comes next.
Yeah, and like when you're in the corner against Arcune, probably the first thing you're thinking about is trying to jump out, and that bell bug is right there to stop that.
We're here for life.
Don't forget, you're here forever.
Do it for her. Although,
Oh my
unfortunately,
god.
Grumman's going to be doing it for nobody, as Ignis with a perfect is going to be at a 2-0 lead. Definitely, I think things are looking a lot more in his favor, and especially, we haven't seen the overhead slam come out, but it's more so, I think, to do with what you discussed earlier, the fact that if Celica can't be in a situation that she's able to play with some life taken away to access the enhanced versions of her specials, and Arakune definitely being a character that can lock you down forever. It's very easy for Ignis to eliminate threats.
Yeah. And sometimes, it just turns into a two-touch game, and you just never had a chance.
Good blocks.
Ooh!
Not out of the...
Oh.
Yeah. Like, listen, blocking Curse is an impressive feat because it's not one, but many mix-ups.
Yeah, it's sort of like Wolf Gauge. Like, the longer you can block it out, the better it is. You're still expected to get hit. It's just like how much damage do you diffuse.
Exactly that. And you can see like things like overhead where suddenly just a bunch of bugs come out and he keeps the pressure running, and now you're in danger state, which means
Yes,
sir. Pressure trigger.
Cameron with Ignis with the instant recognition, instantly popped the CT as soon as the barrier ran out from the C bug, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that C bug is just there to make your life difficult and force you into the situation of like, well, you could try to barrier at the time, but you're better off just holding it for longer.
Yeah, and I have seen some players like their entire game plan is just like locking down with bugs and then guard break you over and over.
Yep.
Oh, wake up, Super! You hate to see it, but that is in fact gonna be the ticket. Sorry, the move that punches the ticket for Ignis to take that first spot, taking the win. He is gonna be our bi-weekly champion tonight. Great showing by Ignis. Is going to be taking the majority of that nice little $130 pool. And we still have a couple of codes left that we can beef it up a little bit.
Yeah, we could. But Ignis, great showing these past couple weeks as well, right? I think it's just back-to-back-to-back champion of the bi-weekly, and just all in general representing an overall problem that I think the community needs to like at some point sit down and understand, right? Because he's being public enemy #1 with the performance on Arakune. And that being said, he's more than willing to help you explain the matchup. You just have to come to him for that. He's not gonna do it for free. Right?
Yeah.
Show your interest in wanting to overcome his challenge. And even then, right, when he explains you the basics of like, okay, here's some basic points in how the mix-ups work, and what tells are represent what type of mix-up he's going to go for. Ignis is still all around a very tough player to beat, because like even his defense is just a fortress a lot of times. You saw now that he was very well enabled to block out a lot of these overheads and just be a complete demon that he just waits you out, and then when he gets his chance, he's going to run his crazy mix and pressure to then get that opening and put you into even crazier mix and pressure.
Yeah, it's like you're so used to like if somebody's piloting like such an oppressive, suffocating, offensively character, like like your Rakunis, your Rachels, your Carls, you sort of can sometimes bank on like, okay, if this is what they've developed, maybe they're like gonna be crumbling on defense, and this ends up being the case like 80% of the time or so. But you will run into these people that's like, yeah, my defense is just nice too, your Ignises, your X-Cals, what was that Rachel?
Monarch.
I mean, he's not playing a offensively suffocating character.
Oh, like that, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Off-screen overhead's pretty crazy, but I get what you mean. Like if you're playing with these characters that traditionally don't have the kind of defensive mechanics that can get you out of a lot of situations without too much effort behind it, like DP being culprit #1, and instead you have to focus on the system mechanics that are available to you, being IBB, overdrive raids at the right moments, counter assault and whatnot, right? That type of game plan, you crack the code on those, and you can make some of these characters that are balanced by the lack of their tools, or like reversal tool set, make absolutely scary and completely demonic.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, wait a minute, what do you mean I'm playing a Take Over the Brain? It's like, what?
Oh,
It's the same idea. It's like you're just not ready at the moment. But like once you go further, once you go far in the bracket, you do start running into these types of people more often. It's like that's when you get the reality call, and that's when you realize, oh crap, I gotta get way better. All right, that is gonna be it for us. Unless there's anything we want to shout out real quick.
Yes, of course, of course. I mean, we had $130 this time around, so of course there's something
Yes,
to shout out.
sir.
So thank you very much, Hayaxel, Tuki, Euchre, and I've actually got a scroll. Serdi, yes, Serdi
Serdi,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So thank you very much for your contributions. All the money is going to the players. I think it's very much appreciated. And I think with that, we're done for today. And I'd say, yeah?
Don't forget to sign up for Hessen Crash.
Yes.
Hessen
yes,
Crash.
Oh, I didn't. Fuck me.
You don't
I
have
didn't
a
prepare
pop-up
the
next time.
stuff.
But yeah, sign up for Hessen Crash, especially anybody that had, I think, ordered a jersey. I don't know if you've done all your shipping yet, but Hoon will be there, so definitely you can link up for that. But otherwise, Hessen Crash is a pretty decent meetup spot. Like Outplayed is of course the big one, but things like Hessen Crash also a good turnout for BlazBlue. So don't miss out on that, especially if you're in the Germany area and you want to hop on over. I will be there. Hoon will be there. Some other players, of course, of note will be there too.
Some rare Pokemon.
Yeah.
Shiny.
Who knows? Maybe, because I know that Hessen Crash is pretty good SNK connection, so they got their EWC
Ardage?
spot and whatnot. Sinjul is just an esports monster. They got their Fatal Fury connections for the SNK World Tour and EWC. So who knows? Maybe Fenrich needs to lock in a little bit. Pulls up a little BlazBlue action on the side. It could be fun.
It would be pretty interesting to see that. Yeah.
That's why he was in Brussels last year.
I thought it was for Street Fighter.
No, he's there for Fatal Fury, bruh.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, he's chasing the bag.
Exactly.
But to be fair, both games have such fucking comical payout splits. It's like
Yeah,
the $1 million money match.
it's absurd.
Yeah. What a weird
Hessen
time
Crash,
to live in.
stay tuned for that. I mean, tournament season is ending, but at the same time, a lot of events are starting to announce their returns as well. VSF is happening again. I wonder who, because I know NGI was responsible for the BlazBlue last time. I don't know if they'll do it again. I know that Mr. E is not too keen to host a community bracket, or like he's hosting other stuff instead. So hopefully BlazBlue makes a reappearance there.
He definitely prefers to run Marvel 3 if he can.
Yeah, but he's saying no. He said he's not running Marvel 3. I asked him at Outplayed.
That's interesting.
But yeah, other than that, Headstomper also a go-to for BoBlaze. So the options are there, and make sure that like if you want to avoid these online shenanigans, get to your offlines, man.
Yeah, Headstomper hasn't been announced yet, though, right?
Not yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if it does end up happening, I'm definitely going back to Headstomper. That was so good. I don't even care about the line for the ice cream. I just care about free coffee and bracket and like casuals. That's me.
Yep.
Right. Well, that's gonna be it then. Of course, if you guys are interested in what types of offline action is happening, we do have in the Discord, we do have a channel for offline events. So that's where we have the info on Hessen Crash and Brussels Challenge, by the looks of it as well. And yeah, make sure to check that out if you're interested. And that is gonna be it for us. I have been Ray. It's been lovely being with you, Euchre.
All right.
I don't know where I was going with this. Peace.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye bye.